Bryn, good job, Snug said. This guy has fallen into our encirclement now. Smokey said, no matter how strong it is impossible to deal with the four of us at the same time. I will take revenge for the previous revenge. Khalija said, you three, be careful. This guy is not easy to deal with. Kata Curry said, a figure that is unusually familiar, that is Lin Tian's once defeated general, a thousand-handed force. Another woman is tall, far beyond ordinary, wearing a hat, a scarf, white hair, long hair and legs. Wear a pair of gloves. He has long-legged tattoos on his legs, a long sword with a spiral scabbard on his back, and a pair of pink-patterned boots. There is also a man with a very large appearance, with a long nose and black hair tied in a bun with a hairpin. Wearing a woolen fleece jacket with a pinstriped black scarf on it and armor on his arms. Compared to his body, his head is small. The last person is a tall man with short red hair, a white scarf on his neck covering his entire chin, wearing black gloves, black jeans, spurs behind the black boots, and holding a trident earth dragon. Looking at the familiar shapes of these four, Lin Tian became interested. 1,000 arms, Smokey, Snug, and Kata Curry, do you think the four of you can kill me? Lin Tian asked arrogantly. Hee. Lin Tian, can't think of it. I have one day to take revenge. The 1,000-hand crane frame is also proud. It's a pity that Lin Tian, mother's enemy, has lured you into this encirclement. I still have something to do, I'm leaving now. He Bulin turned around and left triumphantly. Lin Tian didn't chase after him and let Bryn leave. You can't escape. Lin Tian said. Kata Cooley was surprised and hurriedly said, Bryn, be careful. However, Lin Tian had already used the gravity of Heaven's path in an instant, and the powerful suction instantly sucked Bulin from the magic carpet. Vientian Tianian. Lin Tian roared. The 1,000-hand clapper didn't hurriedly flew to rescue Bryn without being idle. He has to be so fast. Crane, he is about to attack. Kata Curry has also liberated his own domineering and domineering look. Lin Tian's next move has been predicted. Kata Curry, don't you think other people have not seen or heard domineering? Lin Tian also liberated his own domineering look and hearing. Biscuit fruit. The whole body of the Kelly frame covered countless layers of biscuit soldiers, and they were broken by Lin Tian in an instant. How is it possible? Why can't my ability be used anymore? 1,000-hand crane found that there was a feeling of weakness all over his body, as if he had fallen into the sea. 1,000-handed Kelly frame was weak and had to drop Bryn in his hand, and Kata Cooley also rescued Bryn in an instant. However, Lin Tian still touched the cracker with his hands. That's the power of the dark fruit. Let Kelly stand. Kata Curry also noticed the unusual aura and hurriedly reminded it. Moisture sword. Smokey rushed to Lin Tian immediately, and the sword chi slashed towards Lin Tian in an instant. Look at the knife. Snug also directly drew out his large samurai sword, and slashed a sword aura at Lin Tian. Humph. Lin Tian just raised his hand gently, and his arm was domineering and covered his arm. Smokey's water sword and Snug's attack hit Lin Tian's arm, but Lin Tian was unharmed. Kata Cooley predicted Lin Tian's position in a sprint, and then he also punched him. This fist obviously also covers the hardening of the armed color, even if it is in the future. I am afraid that I will have to guard it. Just ordinary power. Lin Tianxi didn't care, and directly threw the cradle in his hand to the ground. How so? Kata Cooley found that he had clearly predicted Lin Tian's location, but the final attack went directly through Lin Tian's body. Kata Curry understood in an instant that ordinary attacks might not be effective on him. This guy is a capable person of space fruit, it must be so. Kata Curry predicted the next thing again, so he hurriedly urged the armed domineering to raise his body's defense power to the highest. Lin Tian's instant kick also directly hit Kata Cooley. Kata Curry was like a kite with a broken thread, flying backwards. Kata Curry's pupils contracted, obviously did not expect Lin Tian's foot to be so powerful. What kind of power is this? Bryn was also shocked by the side. This guy is not something we can handle at all. Smokey also saw the problem at a glance. Hurry up and find Mom. Smokey urged. Smokey also directly stimulated his ability to squeeze fruits. Juicing. A slash hit Lin Tian again. Take advantage of it now, Bryn. Smokey yelled. Bryn was so scared that she didn't look back, sitting on the magic carpet and flew towards the castle. How come? How could Lin Tian be so powerful? How could there be such a terrifying person in the world? What a terrifying existence I encountered. Bryn was also ashamed. She didn't expect that this time the pitted person would be so strong. What? Lin Tian looked at Bryn and didn't chase after him. Smokey and Snug had already blocked the road. Kata Curry and Thousand Hand Kelly also stood up desperately again. Since I'm looking for an ant, then I won't stop it. Anyway, I want to kill you all. Although Lin Tian was surrounded by the 4 stars, he did not fall into the wind. Lin Tian, who has reached the king rank, is naturally enough to crush this group of royal deputy ranks. He's going to shoot. Don't get close to him. Kata Curry had a premonition immediately. Retreating back, Smokey and Cleek didn't react slowly, and naturally retreated back. However, the unlucky person is Snug. Snug originally wanted to run, but who knew that he felt a huge gravity press on him, making him unable to move at all. Oh, I'm still a step slower, otherwise one move will kill all 4 of you 44. Lin Tian looked at Snug and said, Snug, I'm sorry. There will only be 3 dessert stars in the future. I will get rid of you for your mother. After all, your reaction is too slow. Amaterasu. Lin Tian directly used Amaterasu, and the fire of Amaterasu instantly ignited Snug's body. Ah! Help me! Kata Curry, Crane, Smokey, Lin Tian. I won't let you go. It hurts, ah! Kata Curry has never felt fear, and today he has experienced firsthand what it means to suppress. Kata Curry has foreseen Snug's future through seeing and hearing the domineering. Can you save it? Smokey asked. Kata Curry shook his head helplessly, and did not speak. This guy. So strong. None of the 4 of us can kill him. What is the flame just now? Kata Curry. What the hell are you doing? Do something. The 1000-hand crane frame is already a bit crazy. The memories of being killed by a spike once again emerged from the bottom of my heart. Calm down, creeper. Smokey yelled, shut up. Kata Curry was obviously also angry, and this was the first time anyone had killed his brother in front of him. Although it is a half-father, but I feel that your relationship is quite good. Do you want to try revenge? Don't worry, for the sake of fairness, I can use fruit power, or else I will bully you too much. Lin Tian is very arrogant, but Lin Tian naturally has his arrogant capital. Give you an honor. I only use swordsmanship. If you can make me take a step back, I will immediately. How about surrendering? Lin Tian suddenly thought of an interesting idea. Look down. We don't have to look down on it so much. Thousand Shou K. Li was angry. No one had ever humiliated him so much, so he desperately wanted to kill Lin Tian. However, Kata Curry and Smokey were immediately stopped him. Idiot. This is our only chance. Hold him as much as possible. Wait for mom to come. This is the only chance. Kata Curry then had a foreboding of the future and looked at Lin Tian and said, it seems that you are a person who keeps your promise, then let's come. Ha, okay. Defense. Lin Tian directly urged the ability of defensive fruit, and a huge space of defensive walls appeared in the surrounding temptation forest. This is one of my fruit abilities. Sword-related abilities. As long as you can make me take a step back, I will spare you not to die and leave the island. Of course, if I win, your lives will be gone. Lin Tian said very casually, as if he was making a game, but Desert 3 Generals was still cautious not to say a word to Lin Tian. Up to now, we have to bet on this one. The 3 of us will go together and use our own housekeeping skills. Kata coolly arranged. I don't believe that if we keep attacking him, he will not retreat. He seems to have the ability similar to the space, but he just said that he will not use the fruit ability. Then I had to give Kata Curry a try and found that seeing, hearing, and color can no longer clearly see the short-lived future. He also has enough knowledge to predict the future, and he doesn't know what method was used, so that I can't predict the future. Let's go. Kata coolly didn't care about the 3721, Jikely frame walked towards Lin Tian together. Come on. Use your best. You can attack me any way you want, and I won't leave here. Lin Tian said domineeringly. Hugh talking big. Lin Tian, look at my cookie soldier. Creeper began to make piles of biscuit soldiers. The shells of these biscuit soldiers are extremely difficult for Luffy to break, and the biscuit made by the cracker can be used on combat ships, so they are not afraid of ordinary water. All the soldiers, attack Lin Tian, spike the pretzel. At the same time, Kalija ordered countless soldiers to attack Lin Tian. Lin Tian raised the corner of his mouth and said, good job. Then he directly took out the demon knife Kun Yu, and the demon spirit of Kun Yu broke out in an instant. Lin Tian waved the village Yu, and the surrounding biscuit soldiers felt a very strong hurricane. What is this? Kalija was also taken aback, and he felt a strong and sharp gray evil attacking his biscuit soldier. The bodies of the biscuit soldiers were not cut open, but instantly turned into decay, and the biscuit bodies began to be torn apart. Just like a terrifying demon began to chew. Like food, the biscuit soldiers summoned by Kalija were quickly destroyed, and Kalija trembled with fright. It's terrible to slash. This power is really heart-palpitating. Keita Kuri's eyes are already full of incredible. Quick. Do your best to resist. The aftermath of this slash is enough to destroy us. Keita Kuri directly protected her trident in front of her. Smokey didn't dare to delay when he heard this, and used his own water sword to block him. The armor of Qianshu Kelijah's body was also torn in an instant, but in an instant, Kelijah felt that his body was no longer under control. At the last moment, what Kelijah saw was that his entire body was torn to pieces, and I don't know how long it took. Lin Tian's voice broke the silence. Okay. Next, either of you two will come first or come together. Lin Tian received his own village reign and turned his attention to Keita Kuri and Smokey. At this time, Smokey and Keita Kuri were extremely embarrassed, and they suffered large and small burns all over their bodies. The two were sweating profusely, and they seemed to be out of control all over their bodies. Such a strong attack on his defensive barrier, it didn't even break up. Smokey asked in surprise. Crack Klee disappeared, it should be killed. Keita Kuli once again weakly said the result. Crack frame. I have no ability to resist. Smokey looked at Keita Kuri and said weakly. Yeah, it seems that my future is here. Keita Kuri seems to have found some confidence again, and said to Smokey, you go, then, let me deal with him alone. Go. Keita Kuri urged that, in the premonition of seeing and hearing the domineering, he did not see Lin Tian blocking Smokey's departure. It's good to fight me like a man. In that case, I will fight you with a good fight. The armed color is hardened. Lin Tian released Kun Yu back and pulled out his own Chinban Sakura. Chinban Sakura does not have the terrifying destructive power of Murakami, but Chinban Sakura can make Lin Tian enjoy a battle with Ka. I hope you can use all your strength, because I might kill you if I am not careful. Lin Tian said. Got it. Katakuri no longer concealed himself, threw his scarf to the ground, and then turned the Earth Dragon around with both hands. Come on. Lin Tian. Let me see the gap between me and you. The aura is different. Sure enough, Katakuri is Katakuri, which is different from those other generals. In that case, I'm on it. After Lin Tian said that, he rushed to Keita Kuli. The domineering of the two people broke out at the same time in an instant, entangled and confronted in the air. In an instant, the surrounding earth began to vibrate, and a huge wave of air spread out around Lin Tian and Keita Kuli. The Overlord conflict, immediately. Let everything around him be covered by red light, the red electricity flickered, and the aura of the two people rose suddenly. Keita Kuli had already put life and death aside, and rushed towards Lin Tian without hesitation. Armed color. Armed color. Both sides used the armed color to harden, and then Keita Kuri was also able to stimulate his own glutinous fruit, and attacked Lin Tian. Good job. Lin Tian also directly greeted him, holding his hands in front of him, blocking all Keita Kuri's attacks. Willow cake. Keita Kuli split his legs and quickly attacked Lin Tian. Lin Tian was not afraid of, and gently sideways avoided the Keita Kuri's attack. Lin Tian said, Keita Kuli, your attack is slow. The devil fruit awakens. Keita Kuri didn't dare to pause. After all, the opponent he faced now was the strongest in his life. Before I met you, I maintained an undefeated record, so I will try my best. Keita Kuri awakened his glutinous fruit ability. In an instant, some things around turned into the products of glutinous fruit and attacked Lin Tian. Lin Tian's surroundings exploded directly, and the glutinous rice was melted by Lin Tian in an instant. What have you done? Keita Kuri asked calmly. It just melted your glutinous rice, and my fruit power was also awakened. When Lin Tian's voice fell, he directly exploded his fruiting ability. The first thing that broke out was the awakening skill of gravity fruit. The surrounding gravitational force instantly increased countless times, and Keita Kuri suddenly felt that his body had become much heavier. What kind of ability is this? Keita Kuri can't believe why there are people with multiple fruit abilities in the world. What you say today will be defeated, so don't ask so much. In short, you only need to understand that I have more than 10 fruit abilities and have completed all 3 awakenings. Lin Tianruo said nonchalantly, 3 awakens. Keita Kuri was also uncertain. According to Lin Tian, no one in this world could be his one-party enemy. You are right in your heart. There are no people who can fight me in this world, including the so-called 4 emperors. Lin Tian said, the Navy headquarters has a strong foundation. Apart from the hidden strength, I am not afraid of it at all. Come on. Don't waste time, use your strongest blow. In order to respect your opponent, I will also use the strongest blow other than the fruit ability. Lin Tian didn't say anything and pulled out his 1,000 cherry blossoms, and he knew everything. King Yan Chinban Sakura. Suddenly behind Lin Tian appeared huge blades of Wu, which turned into billions of petals and floated in the forest of temptation. Kata Kuri's eyes were venomous, and she instantly saw that these cherry blossoms were not simple. He immediately covered his body with the domineering armed color. Don't worry, I will give you plenty of time to make the strongest blow. Lin Tian also looked at the nervous Kata Kuri and said. After that, Lin Tian also said, final scene Baidi sword. Then the surrounding cherry blossoms were immediately disappearing. It seems to be integrated into the sword in Lin Tian's hand. White wings appeared behind Lin Tian, and the sword in his hand was also filled with white light. Kata Kuri also saw Lin Tian's tricks at a glance. It's so powerful, if this trick can't stop me, I might be dead. Kata Kuri did not have any fear, and took a light step forward. The trident in his hand slammed into the ground, and the whole body was completely concentrated. Then glutinous rice instantly covered his trident. Ready. Let's go. Lin Tian said. Kata Kuri fully urged his abilities, and the trident in his hand also rushed towards Lin Tian desperately. Lin Tian's Baidi sword also broke out and attacked Kata Kuri. Both of them are stab type to attack. The attacks of the two people were extremely fast, and in the blink of an eye, the attacks of the two people collided. The Baidi sword shredded the glutinous rice, but Kata Kuri continued desperately. What? Kata Kuri exhausted all his strength, shouted desperately, and his power spurted out. I didn't expect Kata Kuri to have such a powerful attack power. It has barely reached the level of a general. Although Lin Tian praised him, he did not show mercy, but continued to increase the strength in his hands. All this happened between lightning and stone fire, but the result has already been determined. Lin Tian took back the Chinban Sakura in his hand and turned his back to Kata Kuri. It's really strong. You are the strongest opponent I have ever encountered. Unfortunately, I can't fight with you. Kata Kuri fell into a pool of blood as soon as the voice fell. The system clearly said that Kata Kuri was killed, and Lin Tian naturally let go of his heart. 3 of the 4 dessert stars were killed by me, and only Smokey was left, and there was also that Brin, who was cruel and deceived me, must not survive. Of course, the ant pirates must be destroyed by me today. After Lin Tian thought it over, he flew directly to the ants' tea party. Unexpectedly, arriving at the tea party venue, but no one cared about Lin Tian. Even everyone didn't know the news of the death of Snagkuri Frame and Kata Kuri. Each one should eat and drink. Everything is in order. Lin Tian shook his head and thought. These people are really comfortable. I killed the emperor's deputy, and they are still living in the gentle country. Next, it's the wedding of our mother's daughter Miss Brin and Sanji of the Vinsmock family. Everyone look forward to it. Lin Tian was also not in a hurry. Looking at that. With yellow hair and curly eyebrows, Lin Tian knew that it was one of the chefs of the Straw Hat Group. But why Sanji was forced to get married now? Lin Tian also said that he did not know if it was because of himself. Impact. Okay. Newcomers are invited, come in, said a person who was dressed strangely but resembled the person in charge of the marriage. Mom. Coming, yelled Parasparrow, the eldest son of the Charlotte family. Then an ugly ant wearing a dress and heavy makeup walked into the venue. The ant looked very happy. After all, she was about to take this to annex the Vinsmoke family, but the moment Sanji lifted Brin's veil, she said a sorrowful remark. Wow, Brin, your eye is so beautiful. Then Brin was moved, the assassination failed, and the whole plan became fragmented. The ant's anger soared into the sky, and Lin Tian saw the time just right to rise into the sky, and kicked the ant into the air. The venue was silent for a few seconds, and then everyone showed expressions of shock and fear. Oh my god. What is going on? Mum was knocked into the air just now. Who is it that there are enemies on Cake Island? I can smell a big event. Quick, write extra. Many people who participated in the tea party were investors of newspapers, editors-in-chief, and intelligence dealers in the underground world. Therefore, the sudden encounter with this incident immediately began to chase after the wind, and even more has ran in the direction where the mother flew. Stop. Continue to participate in the tea party. Although Parasparrow tried hard to maintain order in the venue, he found it was useless. Someone has invaded. Hurry up and sound the alarm. Parasparrow's reaction was not slow, and under his own control, the entire Cake Island was full of sirens resounding in the sky. What frightened Parasparrow the most was that he discovered that the phone bug signal was completely cut off, whether it was Craig Snag or Kata Kuri. Damn. They all sacrificed. Who the hell is it? Parasparrow obviously has no idea who killed the dessert 3 stars. Eventually he got through Smokey's phone worm. What happened to Smokey? Brother Parasparrow, why is Cake Island alert? Smokey was also terrified. Because someone broke into the venue, my mother was kicked. Parasparrow still didn't believe the facts just now. What the hell happened to Kata Kulisnag and Kelly Frame? Why did the phone worm's signal go off? Parasparrow also confirmed once again, hoping to hear some good surprises from Smokey's mouth. It's a pity that reality is cruel, and Smokey finally said in a trembling voice. Sorry, brother Parasparrow, if the phone bug signal is gone, they should all be killed by Snug and Crane. I was stunned when I saw the dead Parasparrow, immediately. Suspiciously said. Impossible, they are the strongest people except their mother. Even the Admiral can't kill them so easily. You must be mistaken. Big brother is sorry for that person, it's different. Who is he? Who is he? He is Lin Tien. Lin Tien, it turned out to be him. Parasparrow said angrily. No wonder Kaido will be allied with us. Now it seems that Lin Tien's spearhead has been directed at us. Go. I will mobilize all the power that can be mobilized. I must kill Lin Tien. Go and rescue Mother quickly. Otherwise, it will be too late. Parasparrow also quickly arranged. Okay. Let Germa and the others change their offensive plan. We are still allies. Then we will fight the same opponents together. After Smokey finished speaking, he rushed in the direction of the ant. Parasparrow was therefore also immediately. With all the forces that can be gathered, Lin Tien will be wiped out directly and strongly. And after Lin Tien kicked the ant, he came to his mother's side with a teleport. Who are you? The ant, but Lin Tien did not take the words of the ant, and said directly, Shenwei. Then the kaleidoscope writing wheel opened, and the ant was directly sucked into the divine power space by Lin Tien. Lin Tien then inhaled himself into the divine mighty space. Now Lin Tien can face the ant with peace of mind. Where is this place? Who are you? What do you want to do? The ant asked continuously. Lin Tien kicked the ant away again without saying a single instant kick. Excuse me, Charlotte Lingling, I didn't come here to chat with you, but on the premise that you are about to be killed by me, let me say a few more words. Lin Tien didn't care how angry the ant was at the moment. You say, who are you? The ant asked with gritted teeth. I am the Lin Tien you want to deal with. Didn't you order the 4 stars to besiege me? Lin Tien said, it's you. Why are you here? What about the 4 of them? The ant asked a little anxiously. I will send you reunion right away. The hatred of pulling in Lin Tien's words is self-evident. Sure enough, the ant was angry. Lin Tien, I want you to die. The ant violently raised her own sword and shouted. The Emperor's sword breaks 5, blade. Lin Tien also waved his Chinban Sakura and greeted the ant. The momentum of the two people also broke out. The ant's domineering color is very strong, and Lin Tien's domineering color is even stronger, but at this moment, Lin Tien can no longer crush the ant above the domineering color, and can only say that he has the upper hand. The ant's broken 5, and the blade entangled with flames. Lin Tien instantly felt a burning sensation from Chinban Sakura. Not bad. Lin Tien didn't worry about him at all. Sure enough, the 4 emperors are well deserved. Lin Tien also applauded a little, but the conversation turned around. That compared to me, it's still far behind. The ant's power is very strong, even Lin Tien can only temporarily avoid her edge. Let me try your flame. After Lin Tien finished speaking, he also directly activated the ability of extremely frozen fruit, and instantly drawn an ice wall in front of the ant. After the blessing of awakening, this ice wall became extremely hard. The ant was angry and didn't waste time shouting. Thundercloud Zeus, Sun Prometheus, shatter this wall for me. After that, the ant also picked up her Emperor's sword and slashed towards the ice wall. The hard ice wall actually made a huge shock. After a while, the ice wall cracked, and finally the ice wall was shaken open. Huh. Smelly kid. I want to fight my old lady. You are a little tender, but where I have seen this ability? The ant said. This is the ability of the former Navy Admiral Green Pheasant. Lin Tien also said casually. You actually have the ability to seize the fruits of others. It's really interesting. I must catch you today. The ant's back was also on fire, and once again attacked Lin Tien. Albuf's gun. Prestige. The ant used her superb swordsmanship again. Attacked Lin Tien. Well, try my move of the giant country, Demon Slash. Lin Tien directly pulled out the Demon Blade Village Rain, and an extremely monster and evil force spewed out, and the sword energy that was cut out instantly collided with the ant's sword energy. Boom. What? The ant's attack was obviously still weaker, but in the end, the ant actually used her body to carry Lin Tien's Demon Slash. Unharmed Auntie, Lin Tien laughed too. It's really interesting. Lin Tien didn't expect the ant to be more than just swordsmanship. It's amazing, and the strength of the body is also top-notch. Obviously, he did not use the armed color and domineering, but he was able to resist Lin Tian's demon slash, which really surprised Lin Tian. Haha. Auntie. Really interesting. Lin Tian also admired him, and then directly put the ant back on Cake Island. The ant who watched Lin Tian let out herself also thought she had the upper hand, and then she had no mercy and pursued her victory. Huh. Little devil. Try this old lady's trick. Thundercloud Zeus. Sun Prometheus. The ant yelled, and the power of lightning and flames attacked Lin Tian. The ant started her iconic smile confidently. Mom. Mother Stinky Kid. Let you taste the power of my old lady. The ant is not only strong but also very sturdy, and even her words seem a bit harsh. But Lin Tian laughed instead, making the ant a little confused. Haha. Auntie. Use lightning and flames in front of me, you really are playing with fire. Lin Tian also directly urged his fruit ability. Star Fruit. Fruit of Lightning. Lei Xing Burst Dance. Lin Tian directly combined his high temperature and devastating lightning, and then issued this powerful ranged skill. Oh my god. I'm going to be ignited. Prometheus' son was terrified. There is such a terrible electricity in the world, such a terrifying high temperature. Thundercloud Zeus also sighed at a loss. It was just a moment, a destructive force appeared around Lin Tian, instantly destroying Thundercloud Zeus and Sun Prometheus, leaving nothing. As if it never existed. Even the ant was stunned on the spot at this time. Smelly boy. The ant was furious, but there was no way to take Lin Tian for a while. Thunder. Heaven is on fire. The ant summoned the power of thunder and lightning once again, and the terrifying power struck from the air. Lin Tian looked at the ant without a word, and didn't know what was thinking. Finally, Lin Tian shook his head and said, a pointless attempt, Shenluo Tianzheng. As soon as the voice fell, an extremely powerful repulsive force broke out from Lin Tian. The ant crossed her hands and tried to resist this amazing repulsive force, but in the end she was still bounced off instantly. Smelly boy. How can he have such a terrifying power? The ant didn't dare to look down on Lin Tian again. The ant was already more cautious than ever before, controlling the inverted body, and gradually gained a foothold. The ant's eyes no longer see contempt and pride, some are just cautious and serious. This guy. Unfathomable strength. There has been a change. It doesn't seem to be such a strange ripple just now. The ant thought. However, even if the ant wants to break her head, there is Lin Tian who has come up with any effective method in front of her. This guy's ability is very weird, but even with the weird fruit ability, he is afraid of seawater and sea building stones after all. This is the unchanging principle of the devil fruit ability. In that case, I will use this trick. The ant also made up her mind, and once again urged the ability of her soul fruit to shout. Come out to the big waves. The huge waves hit Lin Tian like a hill. Lin Tian was also slightly surprised when he watched the giant waves. This guy's soul fruit, even the waves have given a short life, really. Lin Tian naturally understood the ant's purpose in an instant. Huh. Old lady. I actually want to pass the seawater to invalidate my fruit ability. Although Lin Tian is immune to seawater, he will not let the seawater hit him because of this. It was never Lin Tian's personality to sit and wait to die. Huh. Surprised. Old Piff. Lin Tian also directly opened the kaleidoscope writing wheel. And the ant not far away also noticed the change in Lin Tian's eyes in an instant. Weird eyes. Unknown eyes. They were wavy just now, but now they have turned into scarlet windmills. What kind of ability is this guy? The ant guessed. Lin Tian directly started Suzuo Nengu. The gray phantom instantly covered Lin Tian's body. Behind the phantom were the bones, and the muscles and skin behind the bones. Behind the skin is the armor, and on top of the armor, there is even a layer of thin film, and this fully armed Suzuo Nengu is the version after Lin Tian used the ability of defensive fruit to strengthen again. Lin Tian just stood there, letting the waves flood Lin Tian in an instant. The ant discovered that although the seawater was high enough to submerge Lin Tian in an instant, Lin Tian still lived well in the water. What is that? The samurai is more like a god of death. The ant also guessed. This kid's skills are endless. This seems to be a defensive ability. In that case, I will break his defensive wall. After the ant let Zhu Lang leave, she also used her own strange power to attack Lin Tian. If you want to break my defense, you can give it a try. Lin Tian was not fearful, letting the ant's attack fall on him. Boom boom boom. The ant kept attacking Lin Tian's gray shell with her fists. However, Suzuo Nengu's defensive power is terrifying, and with the bonus of the ultimate awakening defensive fruit, Lin Tian at this time can be said to be indestructible. The ant has tried countless times, and her heart is also anxious. Damn, damn, damn. Why? Why can't it be broken? Why is there a defense I can't break? The ant is obviously emotionally unstable. Huh. Weak. Lin Tian controlled Shu Zuoneng to slap the four sovereigns into the air again with a casual slap. The difference between the strength of the four emperors and the kings is a world of difference. At this time, Lin Tianyi has the complete upper hand. The ant's body finally stopped, but her whole body was full of scars. Although it was a minor injury, she still looked a little embarrassed. And seeing Lin Tian chasing him again, the ant also raised her arm helplessly to prevent Lin Tian from approaching. Smelly kid. Stay away from me. The ant also used a flame jet, and the flame sprayed towards Lin Tian. Ordinary people could be burned to death in an instant, but Lin Tian didn't need to care at all. Susanna's shell has completely blocked the ant's attack. Electric fire hit. The ant waved the power mixed with the flame electric power and attacked Lin Tian again. It's useless. Andy. Lin Tian once again let ant's naive thoughts come to nothing. The attack was neutralized again. This time, Lin Tian stood in front of the ant in surprise. Although the ant has a tall body, she looked terrified at Lin Tian under her feet. Because the ant has never encountered such a powerful enemy. There is a feeling of resistancelessness. Smelly boy. Why do you have such a powerful power? Who are you? The ant also shouted in fear. I am Lin Tian. The fifth emperor Lin Tian. Lin Tian, who is known as the god of death. Lin Tian said. Looking at Lin Tian, the ant suddenly lost control of her emotions, and began to scream unacceptably, as if she was a lion roar. What? The ant's strange sound directly shattered the eardrums of countless creatures around. However, Lin Tian's Shu Zuo Nengu completely withstood the ant's sonic attack. It's really noisy. Lin Tian also frowned. I hope this trick can save you soul, ant. Lin Tian directly used his own big move without saying a word. The Dark Lord. Lin Tian directly liberated the ability of the black hole fruit, and then the ant felt a shocking attraction. What is this? The ant was also extremely frightened, because she discovered that she could not use any of the powers of the devil fruit. Lin Tian said, Auntie, this can be regarded as the dark fruit ability. As long as you are attracted to that black area, you will not be able to use the fruit ability, as if you have fallen into the sea. Sorry. I respect you too. I just used this not weak trick. I hope you can understand. Although Lin Tian was polite on the surface, he actually showed a triumphant smile. The black hole greedily swallows everything around it. Even if the ant tries her best, it is difficult to change the fact of being sucked into the black hole in the end. Lin Tian. I want you to die. Lin Tian. Let me go. Lin Tian. Ah. I'm sorry for the nun, and then the ant didn't move. The system immediately. The prompt said, congratulations to the host. Killed the 4 emperors, completed the side quest ahead of time, received 1/3 of the hidden reward. I knew that if Kaido kills Andy first, he will get rich rewards too. Lin Tian shook his head and said, but the encouragement I got after killing the 4 emperors is too little? The system responded. Host, the rewards of level 1 are already very powerful, and level 1 rewards will be very fast, because your luck value is about to exceed 100 points, and when you completely defeat the pirate group of the 4 emperors, you will naturally have corresponding rewards. If nothing goes wrong, you can complete the final fusion awakening and level of luck rewards. Hearing the guarantee of the system, Lin Tian's mood also changed a lot. How many awakening points do I have now and what's in my current reward column? Lin Tian asked. Your current awakening points have reached the upper limit. You have defeated the dessert 3 stars and obtained the glutinous fruit, the biscuit fruit, and the soul and soul fruit of the 4 emperors. In that case, use the soul fruit ability card for me. Lin Tian said. Okay, the soul fruit ability card has been successfully used. The system said. Lin Tian had the power of soul fruit in an instant. I can already feel the homits around, and the control feels pretty good. Lin Tian smiled, and then said, the soul and soul fruits are already strong. I don't know what the soul and soul fruits can evolve after the ultimate awakening. System, use awakening points, the ultimate evolution soul fruit. Lin Tian said. Okay, host, the system immediately. The awakening points were counted as the soul fruit for the ultimate awakening. After that, Lin Tian also possessed the new fruit ability in an instant. The system immediately reminded, host, consume a lot of awakening points, but it can be ignored for now. As long as you completely defeat the ant pirates, you can regain the upper limit. Then, the system explained, host, the fruit of the soul fruit is very powerful as the fruit of the 4 emperors, and after your ultimate awakening, it has become the ultimate form. This fruit is called the astral fruit. The original soul fruit ability person can handle the human soul at will. Let the soul reside in various things and personify it inside, but it cannot be put into human corpses and people other than yourself. And today's soul fruit can even reproduce the deal of the god of death. In other words, you can resurrect people who have died through the power of soul fruit. As long as you have a complete corpse, you can share the captured soul with the dead corpse, and the corpse will be resurrected at this time. The more souls you have, the longer you will live. After listening to the explanation of the system, Lin Tian almost didn't jump up. F*K, system, this is the real change of fate. Can I revive One Piece? Lin Tian asked. If the corpse is intact, you still have enough soul, of course, you can resurrect anyone, even any animal, even any non-living creatures, and create life. The most important thing, you can control and drive your resurrection or creations. That is to say, if you collect enough souls, you can even have a powerful army of strong men. System explained. Lin Tian really did not expect that the ant who defeated the 4 emperors would have such an unexpected gain. By the way, the reincarnation technique of the reincarnation eye can also resurrect the dead. Lin Tian asked. The system said, no, Overlord, the natural reincarnation technique of the outer realm is restricted by the son of the plane in the world of the pirates, and you are not the son of the plane now, so there is no way to break through this restriction. O son of the plane, Lin Tian quickly took the opportunity to ask. Yes, it's okay to tell the host, after all, the host's luck value is about to reach the highest stage. The system continued. When you continue to complete the tasks issued by the system, or defeat some strong players, you will get luck. This luck is not useful at the beginning, but it is a very critical thing in the end. He is related to whether you can escape from this pirate world, and only after you have completed the final mission, can you get enough luck and become a child of the plane before you can leave this world. After hearing the systematic explanation, Lin Tian's heart became clearer. Understood, the system, that is to say, after completing the final task, I can return to my original world. According to the current rules, this is the case. Host, you must have the landmark history to find Laugh Tale in the end, and there is the route that leads you away, and it is also the location of the great treasure of this world. After the explanation of the system, Lin Tian finally understood, and then Lin Tian didn't idle, and directly turned on the domineering, only then found that all of his periphery had been surrounded by the ant's hands. Good job. Lin Tian also walked out afterwards. Numerous core members of the Charlotte family have sprung up like bamboo shoots after a rain, and one after another, Lin Tian has been surrounded by water. Lin Tian. Where did you hide your mother? The head of the dessert is the 4 stars and the last star Smokey. Smokey's men led a group of combatants and family members in an attempt to rescue the ant. It's a pity that Smokey came but didn't find the auntie. Lin Tian. Where did mother go? Smokey had a bad premonition, but she couldn't help it, because she clearly knew how terrifying the strength of the man in front of her was. At this time, Lin Tian gained the ability of soul fruit, and he was also proud of the spring breeze. Looking at this group of members of the Charlotte family, it was also directly violent. Since you have come to the door, I will do it to the end and send you to the ant's face. Lin Tian's implication was understood by everyone present. You guy. Could it be that you killed mom? Smokey was shocked, but he had to attack Lin Tian. Fully urged the ability to squeeze the fruit, trying to defeat Lin Tian with one move. It's a pity that Lin Tian won't give Smokey a chance. The black hole directly spreads around Lin Tian. Smokey couldn't respond and was immediately covered by this black hole. I can't move. Smokey was horrified to find that not only his fruit power was unusable, but even his body was already out of control. Smokey's huge body also became extremely distorted, and in the end, it was sucked into the space of the black hole bit by bit. When the system prompted the news that Smokey had been killed, Lin Tian turned his attention to other people. This guy killed Smokey. Everyone, go together. Otherwise, there will be no chance again. Full attack. Crane Knight Randolph, Dandan Baron and Pokmus of the Fur race also attacked Lin Tian. Lin Tian noticed Pokmus of the Fur clan, and then killed Randolph and Baron Dandan casually. You. Pokmusi coldly sweated and looked at Lin Tian, not knowing what to say. I think you are a Fur clan, so I will forgive you for not dying. Zoe is now under my cover, you can go there to find me if you want revenge, but you have to think about it. Unless you have the strength to defeat the 4 emperors, otherwise, it won't cause me any harm at all. Get out. Lin Tian didn't care about Pokmus at all, and kicked him up casually. Then Lin Tian saw the remaining remnants of the Charlotte family who resisted, so he also directly used his domineering look. Everyone present couldn't resist Lin Tian's domineering look, but because they were all from the Charlotte family, they were still barely able to stay fainted. What do you want to do? The third son of the Charlotte family, Dafu asked desperately. Lin Tian comforted. Don't worry, Charlotte friends. I want to give you a way out, Lin Tian said. But in exchange, do you want to keep your entire life or your soul? Lin Tian asked. And everyone in the Charlotte family undoubtedly knew what Lin Tian meant. This is Mother's fruit ability. He is threatening us that if we don't hand over our souls, we will be killed. Charlotte family instant I understood what Lin Tian meant, but didn't believe that Lin Tian had the ability of soul fruit. Therefore, Lin Tian did not idle, and directly extracted the soul of the third son of the Charlotte family and said, "Sorry, I just took away a part of your soul. Your lifespan is 3 years short. If you say one more thing, your entire lifespan is only a moment." Lin Tian's momentum suddenly rose, and the surrounding Charlotte family were shocked and unable to move, and even looking at Lin Tian, they all began to tremble. What a devil. What a terrifying guy. At this time, everyone's hearts are extremely frightened, but when the Charlotte family was completely suppressed, suddenly a figure appeared in front of everyone. The man has a long tongue and is obviously Perospero, the eldest son of the Charlotte family. He still carries reinforcements by his side. A green-haired, blue-haired, red-haired young man, a woman with pink hair, and an uncle with dark yellow hair. Lin Tian naturally recognized the identities of the few people in front of him at a glance. Venus Mach Lei Ju, the eldest son Spark Red Vince Mach Eji, the second son Dengeki Lavinch Mach Nichi, the fourth son Winch Vince Mach Yuji and the king of the kingdom of Germa, J. Irma 66 Commander Vince Mokyaj. I really admire my name for a long time, I didn't expect you to come here. Lin Tian didn't expect the plot of this scene to be 2 years ahead of schedule. You are the god of death, Lin Tian. Cage cautiously said, as the fifth emperor, you came to Cake Island, is it to deal with? Lin Tian shook his head and said, you seem to be a little late in saying this. I have already killed the Charlotte Lingling you were talking about. It was killed. Really killed. Oh my god, he said he killed his mother. As soon as Lin Tian's words fell, King Gage of Germa 66 frowned, and said with a slightly unkind expression, you said you killed the ant. Do you know that my son Sanji has married the 35th of the ant? Bryn is the wife. In other words, you killed my in-laws. Kaji was ready to do it without saying a word. Lin Tian laughed and said, haha, don't you just want to use the convenience of marriage with ant and rule Beihai? Kaji was broken by a single word, and said in shock, how do you know? Lin Tian looked at Jiaji immediately. Instigated. Now that the ant has been killed by me, the power of the 5 emperors will be transformed into the 4 emperors in an instant. If you persist in not understanding, you will have the same result as them. What's the result? Jiaji hasn't reacted yet. Lin Tian directly urged the ability of the soul fruit, and directly absorbed all the souls of the Charlotte family. Lin Tian immediately. Feel the power of a powerful soul. Then the people of the Charlotte family all fell to the ground and died. You. Perospero immediately. Persuaded. Master Cage. We are allies. Please hurry up and kill the enemy in front of you. Cage looked at some of his children, and Perospero's unexpected moments. Ig, Nichi, Yuji, and Raju launched a sneak attack on him. The strength of Germa 66 is quite good, and it was a single blow to Perospero. You guys. Perospero was killed by Gage before he could finish speaking. Germa 66 not only failed to help the Charlotte family at the last moment, but instead attacked and killed the unsuspecting Charlotte's eldest son Perospero. Gage immediately. Kneeling halfway in front of Lin Tian with his children. My Lord Grim Reaper, Germa 66 is here for you. Jiaji said respectfully. Lin Tian naturally knew what medicine was sold in Jiaji gourd. Your Excellency Kashi, you are a wise man. You just did the most correct thing in your life, so I can spare you a way out. Lin Tian said. Cage wanted to fight for a while and said, my Lord Grim Reaper, since Auntie has been killed, you also understand our purpose. Haven't you thought about forming an alliance with us and not using our power? Lin Tian naturally knew that Jiaji was not willing to give up, and once again refused. Your Excellency Jiaji, look at me killing the ant, and there is no dust and debris on the clothes. This means that my strength is better than that of the ant. It must be at least 1 level higher. With such strength, can I see your insignificant powers? What's more, you are not surrendering, but a purposeful alliance. If you want to rule the North Sea, you can go by yourself, even if you use my power. In the end, I can easily kill you too. Lin Tian's words are quite true, and there is a hint of warning in it. Jiaji is a wise man, and instantly understands why Lin Tian rejected him. After that, Cage had an idea and said without knowing how to think. My lord. You haven't married a wife yet, Lei Ju's age is just right for you. If you don't dislike her, marry her, and I will give her to you. Cage said casually. Not only Lin Tian was taken aback, even Lei Ju was taken aback. Lei Ju suddenly felt extremely disappointed with her father. This guy is really doing whatever it takes to achieve the goal. I will give it away if I say it. Lei Ju's heart was blocked. Lin Tian understood the truth after thinking about it. It seems that even if this guy doesn't have an alliance with us, he still has to tie up my big tree. Can my daughter or something be sent as an item? Lin Tian was a little disgusted with Jia, but when he turned his head and saw Lei Ju, he felt a little bit of joy. Lei Ju is definitely a sexy and enchanting beauty. She wears headphones, a white silk scarf, a cloak in the shape of butterfly wings, special black gloves, and technical shoes with explosive bounce and jet functions. The whole person is generous, decent, elegant, and good at sociability. He is the only person who has a good impression of Lin Tian in the Vinsmock family. After all, Lei Ju and Sanji have not completely lost their humanity. At this time, Lei Ju had a bit of resentment towards her father, and of course she also understood what her father meant. She also turned her head and looked at Lin Tian. She seemed to have also noticed the trace of goodwill in Lin Tian's eyes, but she seemed a little ashamed. Kaji also realized in an instant that the two people were not very annoying, and then the iron was still hot. Master Grim Reaper, the alliance is not important at all, but you are happy to find your happy partner, Lei Ju. It is definitely your best choice. Lei Ju. Don't hurry up to participate in death. Jia urged. Afterwards, Lei Ju greeted Lin Tian even though she was reluctant in her heart. My Lord Grim Reaper, Lei Ju. Since my father gave me to you, then I am yours. People. Lin Tian was also a little surprised, but he was relieved when he thought that Lei Ju's EQ and IQ were very high. There is no reason for the beauty of the hand to send it out, but it is really uncomfortable for Lin Tian to make Jia the father-in-law. Lin Tian also had a plan to say directly, Kai, if that's the case, I can't refuse you, come to me and let me reward you something. Jia couldn't understand why he walked in front of Lin Tian, and he was still a little frightened. If Lin Tian suddenly got into trouble, he wouldn't be able to escape. Don't be afraid, I won't kill you somehow, I'll give you a good thing. Lin Tian calmed Jia's emotions again. Jia finally walked to Lin Tian's side. Then Lin Tian touched Kaji gently, and said, Kaji, your age is a bit older, and your strength has deteriorated a lot. Since Lei Ju gave it to me, I will give you a gift. Fall back. Lin Tian directly urged the ability to regress the fruit. Under the unbelievable eyes of everyone, Jia became a young man in his early 20s, looking at the situation as if he was younger than his own children. This is. Kaji was also shocked. This is one of my abilities that can control people's age and aging status. It can be regarded as an ability to look back in time. Lin Tian said with a smile. Cage was at a loss at first, but then he was extremely excited. Ha 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 ha. Thank you Lord Grim Reaper. You gave me youth and youth. This is what every king wants to have. As the king of Germa 6, Goj naturally wanted to live forever, be young and strong, so that he could conquer the world. Beihai. It must be in my pocket. Jia's excitement was beyond words. He and his 3 sons once again expressed gratitude to Lin Tian. Oh, yes, do you still have a son called Sanji? Lin Tian also asked with interest. Yes, sir, are you interested in Sanji? He seems to be with Charlotte's 35th daughter now. Gage said. Well, let's do it, Sanji Leiju will stay, you and the others can go back to Beihai to conquer the world. Lin Tian said. Yes, Cage left Leiju and Sanji behind, and happily headed to his hometown of Beihai. Watching the leaving Jia, Lin Tian shook his head. Lei Ju looked at the back of his father's departure and said, even if Cage gets younger, he won't rule the North Sea. Why? Lin Tian looked at Lei Ju with interest and asked. Because, even if you look young, you don't have a young and powerful heart. He is like my brothers, he is about to become a war machine. It can be seen that Lei Ju seems a little tired of the life of war. Lin Tian touched Lei Jia's head and said, okay, don't worry, I won't use you as a tool and go to war. Lei Ju was a little at a loss. She didn't expect Lin Tian as the 4 emperors to have such an approachable side, and seeing the death empress of the 5 emperors at such a close distance, she also felt that she did not seem so scared. Maybe, Reaper is not such a cruel person. He comforts me, even like a big brother, as this kind of thing the so-called sense of security. As a warrior of Germa, he actually felt a sense of security in a man. But although it's a bit ridiculous, it also makes me a little yearning. Lei Ju showed a smile, although it was short, it was very real and from the heart. Lin Tian also noticed a slight change in Lei Ju, and said, what are your plans? Lei Ju flushed slightly and said, you have the final say, I am already yours now. Well, Lin Tian also said, let's go. Let's set off together, first go to your brother Sanji. Go. Lei Ju also flew into the air with Lin Tian. Soon, Lin Tian and Lei Ju entered the ants' castle. The road to the castle was intricate, and there were many soldiers blocking the way. Lei Ju was about to rush forward. Lin Tian gently raised his hand to block. Lei Ju didn't know what Lin Tian meant, and she also looked back at Lin Tian. Lin Tian smiled and said, "A mere soldier, dare to let the big beautiful woman do it." This somewhat ambiguous and teasing remark not only did not make Lei Ju feel annoying. On the contrary, it was some inexplicable joy. "Then you come." Lei Ju also obediently stepped aside. Lin Tian waved his hand seemingly, and then used the gravity field of the gravitational fruit. It was only a momentary effort to crush the surrounding soldiers to the ground. The soldier was suddenly pressed down by such a huge gravity, and he died in an instant. Past. Soul. Lin Tian also directly confiscated all the souls of Homits. No one in the entire castle dared to stop Lin Tian and Lei Ju anymore. Lin Tian and Lei Ju entered the depths of the castle. Lei Ju reminded. "Yes, it's here." Lin Tian understood and opened the door. After opening the door, Lin Tian saw Bu Lin and Sanji together. But Sanji was actually imprisoned in the prison inside the house, and Brin showed a third eye on his forehead. At this time, Brin was completely unaware of the demise of the Ant and the Charlotte family. But Bulin knew Lin Tian's power well. Lin Tian saw Bulin immediately. Frowned. "Brin, you are so good, how dare you ask the 4 stars to surround and kill me? You must die today." Lin Tianian said with a cold face. Sanji saw his sister, but at this time he ignored what Lin Tian said. "You Lei Ju, why are you here?" Sanji didn't understand what happened. "Sanji, Kagi, gave me to this gentleman. Lei Ju is also a direct woman, and she doesn't have to shy away from saying that I am already his woman." Although Lin Tian didn't say anything, he felt warm in his heart. Lei Ju's words are really amazing. After hearing Lei Ju's words, the 3 of them reacted differently. Except for Lin Tian, who was happy in his heart, Sanji almost dropped his chin in shock, and then gritted his teeth and said, "Damn Kaji. I thought of my daughter as an item. Give it to someone else." Sanji is naturally annoyed by Kagi's approach. Brin panicked and hurriedly said, "Isn't Germa 66 our ally? Could it be that you surrendered him?" Lei Ju looked at Brin immediately. Sarcastically said, "Allies, I am afraid that your ant pirates just want to use us. Although I don't know what the plan is, I see you." The anti-pirate group was uneasy and kind from the beginning. The monk Norio Sanji asked scratchingly, "What happened in the end?" Brin immediately. "I got into Sanji's cell and pleaded bitterly, 'Mr. Sanji, I'm sorry. Your sister and the man in front of you are going to kill me. Please help me.' Sanji's resistance to beautiful women is 0, so it is also an instant deceived, he immediately. Standing in front of Lei Ju and Lin Tian said, "What the hell is it, you fellow? Don't you know Lianxiangshi at all?" Sanji was soft-hearted when he looked at Brin begging. "Sanji, you are too naive." Lei Ju also said irritably, "You don't even know the sinister heart of people." "I only know that men should protect women." Sanji lit a cigarette and stood in front of Brin. "You too. Embarrassed. Watch your mother come back and kill you." The second person Gebrin yelled again. Lin Tian smiled and gently pulled Lei Ju behind and said, "Mr. Sanji's words are correct. Men should protect women, and they should protect their own women." Although Lin Tian's words were not loud, they instantly ignited Lei Ju's love and respect for Lin Tian. Lei Ju's heart was like entering a new world. She had never experienced this feeling of being protected by others. Lei Ju stood behind Lin Tian obediently, like a newly married woman. Sanji almost dropped his chin once again, and his heart also realized the man in front of him, brother-in-law. Identity of brother-in-law, give face and spare her. Sanji was smoking a cigarette, and said calmly. Lin Tian shook his head, looked at Sanji and said, "Your brother-in-law, the call is quite clever. If that's the case, I won't pursue her framing me anymore. I'm proud of Brin," and Sanji is relieved. At that time, Lin Tian quietly activated the ability of the soul fruit. Bulin's soul was instantly taken away by Lin Tian, and Bulin fell to the ground instantly, no longer breathing. Upon seeing this, Sanji's complexion changed drastically, immediately. Go anxiously to help. Brin, what's the matter? How could this happen? You fellow, what did you do?" Sanji looked at Lin Tian's self-satisfaction, and instantly determined that Lin Tian had killed Bulin. "I still recognize you at a loss. You fellow, don't you know? Women are fragile." Sanji desperately rushed towards Lin Tian, the first meat kick. Sanji also used his leg skills. However, Sanji at this time is still Sanji in the sea restaurant in the original book, and his strength is not as good as 2 years later, let alone wishful thinking to defeat Lin Tian. Therefore, Lin Tian easily grasped Sanji's feet firmly. You. Sanji still desperately wanted to escape, but Lin Tian didn't give Sanji this opportunity at all. At this time, Lei Ju didn't know Lin Tian's thoughts, so he also persuaded him. Master Lin Tian hugs him, he is my brother, otherwise it should be handed to me, can you? However, Sanji continued to choose to stick to his chivalry spirit and said, don't worry about me, Lei Ju, this is between me and him. Instead, Lin Tian smiled and nodded and said, as expected to be a good student of Jeppu, I have something to stick to, it's really good. Later, Lin Tian also released Shanji, you know the old man. Sanji has always called red-footed Zip an old man, who is his benefactor and has a strong relationship with him. Well, I can say we know each other because of the story between you and him. I know it, and many people in our place know it. Zeppu left all the food for you, and he almost starved to death. What does your experience really say? It's very full of vicissitudes, or is it touching? Lin Tian also said truthfully. Seeing that Lin Tian didn't intend to attack Sanji, Lei Ju was also relieved. Sanji nodded, then shook his head again and said, in this case, you should go around Bryn for life, didn't you say you didn't care? Yes, after I said, I won't pursue her for framing me anymore, but I didn't say not to pursue the madness she just uttered. He said that I will forget it, and he said Lei Ju, men will be angry. Lin Tian also said solemnly. Lei Ju's complexion was reddish, and Sanji also had a headache. This brother-in-law in front of me seems to be very quibble. As Sanji was about to say something, he heard a voice coming from behind. Where is this? Mr. Sanji. Bryn, it's great that you are not dead. Sanji also found out that Bryn was not dead. What's going on, Master Lin Tian? Lei Ju couldn't help asking too. Lin Tian explained. I used the soul fruit to suck out Bryn's soul, and found that there were 2 souls in her, and finally I condensed the evil soul. Now Bryn is a normal Bryn. Sanji, so you misunderstood your brother-in-law. Lei Ju said, I'm so sorry to apologize to your brother-in-law. Sanji saw that Bryn was fine, and he would never split his personality again, so he was naturally full of respect for Lin Tian. Alright, brother-in-law. I knew you wouldn't do anything to women. Sanji called Lin Tian very cleverly, and Lin Tian also took this trick very much, and he didn't really compare with Sanji. Breen understood the ins and outs of the matter, and then said to Lin Tinlei and Sanji ashamed. Sorry, sometimes I get out of control and do some very bad things and say some very bad things. I'm really sorry. Because of Bulin's reason, the bad soul has also been refined, and Lin Tian will naturally not compare this to an ordinary cute girl. Sanji, do you have any plans? Lei Ju asked. I now have my own partners. As their chef, I am taking risks with them. Sanji also lit a cigarette and said, if there is no accident, they should be starving to death. I have to go back quickly. You are still here, the first half of the Great Channel. Lin Tian guessed. Yes, we just posted it soon. Sanji said, however, I have probably entered the central area of the first half of the Great Channel. I remember that the place separated from the green algae head is called Chongwan Island. As soon as I lost my way, I was caught, and then taken to Germa 66. Then, as a last resort, I came to marry Bryn Sanji and was a little anxious. If I can, don't help me steal a boat. I want to meet up with my friends. Steal and take it honestly, Lin said with a smile. But, haha, there is no more now, Lin Tian said. Don't doubt, the 5 emperors have now become the 4 emperors, and the aunt has been killed by me, and she died peacefully. Lin Tian said. 5 emperors turned into 4 emperors, who are you who have the power to kill the 4 emperors, are you fake? Sanji Takeshi suspicious, Lei Ju immediately hammered out a big bag. Children, don't talk nonsense, dare to be wild in front of your brother-in-law. Lei Ju is now completely on the same front as Lin Tian. Sanji was obedient and asked, brother-in-law, you look very young, and you should be about the same age as me. How can you have the strength to defeat the 5 emperors? By the way, brother-in-law, I haven't asked your name yet. The corner of Lin Tian's mouth rose slightly and said a name that shocked Sanji. My name is Lin Tian, sister-in-law Lin Tian. Sanji exclaimed politely, and then he felt that the name was familiar. Lin Tian, 5th Emperor, Death God Lin Tian, brother-in-law, it's impossible. Sanji dropped his jaw again. For me, it is Lin Tian, the murderous god of death. Lin Tian also joked. Lei Ju had guessed Sanji's reaction a long time ago, so she also smiled. By the way, when you see your brother-in-law in the future, you must remember to be less savage, don't question, you must be obedient, obediently, you know, haha. Ju laughed. Lei Ju suddenly realized that he hadn't laughed so happily in a long time. Looking at Lin Tian again, Lin Tian also looked at Lei Ju with interest. That. Brother-in-law, can you think of a way to send me back to my partner? Sanji said cautiously. Knowing that the person in front of him is one of the 5 emperors and 4 emperors who dominate the world today, Sanji no longer dared to be presumptuous. Since you are called my brother-in-law, naturally I won't make you so hard. What are your partners' names and what are their characteristics? Lin Tian asked. Sanji naturally said honestly, the captain is a silly boy, wearing a straw hat. Monkey Luffy, brother-in-law, you know all this? Sanji asked. Nonsense. Lin Tian directly took out the reward list of the Straw Hat Group. At this time, the Straw Hat Group had already gained a lot of reputation, and the news was naturally endless. Of course, the explosive news was still Lin Tian. Lin Tian is called the headline king by the industry. The headline is the probability of Lin Tian's news or news related to Lin Tian. According to statistics, it has reached the level of no one before or after. After all, Lin Tian's record is too defying. By the way, I guess someone in your boat should be happy to challenge me. Help me give the green algae in your mouth a word, and say, Lin Tian is waiting for you in the new world. Lin Tian also said with a smile. Sanji smiled and said, brother-in-law Luzatu, you know him. If you are good, you must bring it. But his strength is far worse than you. Smelly boy, flattering again. Lin Tian also laughed and scolded. By the way, I found your partner and say what you should say, don't say what you shouldn't say ha, you can grasp it yourself and be prepared. Lin Tian reminded. What to prepare? Sanji asked. Forget it. No need to prepare, just 3 seconds 3. Teleport. Lin Tian fully urged the instant light fruit, and instantly sent Shanji to the location that Lin Shishi had sensed. It's probably not too far off. And on a certain island in the paradise in the first half of the Great Channel, Sanji suddenly flashed and saw that Sauron was hacking with the branch navy. Green algae head. Curl your eyebrows. How did you do it? Inexplicably disappeared for a month. Luffy is missing. And when Sanji was sent away, Lin Tian began to reap the fruits of victory. One person was wiped out, and most of the Charlotte family members were absorbed by Lin Tian. Only a few members of the family, and the Charlotte family who were not in the world, were spared, such as Korra, Chiffon, Bryn, etc., and a few combatants survived. However, the remnants of the Ants pirate group, who did not even have an emperor's rank, could no longer uncover the sparks in the world of pirates. Lin Tian has completely eliminated the influence of the ant, and finally took out the phone worm. Hey, I'm Lin Tian, I have already killed the ant, let the Jiwei and the captain of the guard come. Lin Tian defeated the ant and was ready to take over the ant's territory. Soon after, 9,000 guards arrived, and under the momentum of lightning, they occupied the seas of all nations, and sent some detachments to control the seas that the ant had previously controlled and sheltered. Facing the poorer countries among the nations, Lin Tian is not only tax-free, he does not need to pay for desserts, and he does not need to pay for his soul. He only needs to ensure loyalty and daily hard work. In the face of rich countries, Lin Tian ensured the safety of the caravan in order to stimulate consumption, and dispatched personal guards as bodyguards, which Lin Tian called the Imperial Guard. Regardless of whether it is a poor country or a rich country, Lin Tian's rule was quickly accepted, because Lin Tian's benefits to the people are really great, and life is more stable. In just a few months, Wan Guo completely became Lin Tian's territory, and all the people returned to their hearts. Everyone completely accepted Lin Tian as an outsider. The news that Lin Tian killed the ant and destroyed the 4 emperors and Ant's pirate group instantly ignited the entire sea. Everyone is crazy about it, after all, this is the first big battle between the 5 emperors. And the final ending is unexpected. 5 emperors become 4 emperors, death is annihilated. Auntie is dead. Where should Kaido go? Reaper has hoped to become the One Piece, the strongest. Just open a newspaper, and you can see that the headlines about Lin Tian have been fried, no matter what. It is any newspaper in the world, all the headlines are the news that Lin Tian killed the ant, and all the newspapers have made a lot of money. Lin Tian became the de facto ruler of the nations, and naturally he continued to develop his army and power. In all spheres of influence, Lin Tian started a big conscription, and under a complete business system, Lin Tian had absolutely sufficient funds. And Lin Tian naturally also raised the standard for conscription relatively high. Soon, a large amount of fresh blood was integrated into the power of death. The number of the 9,000 guards increased to 15,000. Therefore, Lin Tian also divided the captains into teams. Each team commanded 1,000 people. The captains of the 15 teams were at the Kiwahai level to the Emperor Deputy level, and belonged to the backbone of Lin Tian's middle and high levels. Lin Tian has not been idle. After taking control of the country, Lin Tian naturally went to Zhao Island and talked directly with the Lord Elephant. I order you to keep going south. After Lin Tian gave the order, he used the gravitational fruit to bless the Lord, and the Lord instantly walked like the wind, and quickly walked into the sea. The center of the waters of the world is the Cake Island. Lin Tian put Zuo Wu not far from the Cake Island and withdrew all the death forces on the Zuo Wu Island to the Cake Island. The Cat Viper boss, Duke Doglin, from now on you have been protected by me and become an independent nation. We are still allies. Fur Clan 2 Lin Tian's strength is not weak, and the alliance naturally wants to continue to be consistent. Then, Lin Tian did a lot of things that he should do. Together with Robin, he found the landmark history of the 4 emperors and sent guards to each island to establish a military headquarters. Zhou was surrounded by all nations and became the same core island as Cake Island. After Lin Tian completely accepted and integrated the ant and his own power turf, he focused on the system. Hello, host. Your awakening point has reached the upper limit again, and you can already be awakened by fusion. After fusion awakening, you will have a particularly powerful demon fruit ability. Are you ready? The system asked. This is the end of the matter. What else is there to worry about? Lin Tian naturally chose to merge. Fusion. As soon as the voice fell, the system replied, okay. Remind the host. Fusion awakening may be uncomfortable, I hope the host must hold back. Fortunately, Lin Tian is no longer a child, he has not been afraid of any pain or discomfort after experiencing the big wind and waves. Let's start. Lin Tian said. Okay, let's start. After the system finished speaking, Lin Tian immediately. I felt a tearing sensation in my body. It doesn't feel good that my muscles, my bones, and my skin are torn bit by bit. It's not just uncomfortable, it's simply heartbroken. However, Lin Tian's willpower was very strong. Although he was sweating in pain, he did not howl. The inch by inch of the body was torn apart. Lin Tian was in unbearable pain, and even his consciousness was blurred, but Lin Tian still did not scream. After that, Lin Tian didn't know whether he was not in pain or not conscious. I thought it would be over, but more pain followed. Lin Tian felt deprived of his ability. Fruit's ability is unexpectedly out of control. Lin Tian was a little scared. After all, being deprived of his ability, it was like the feeling that the special police did not hold a gun. Host, hold on, it will be fine soon, the system reminded again. Then Lin Tian felt that his fruiting ability had completely disappeared. It's really uncomfortable that no one can feel any of the fruit abilities now. In addition to being torn apart from his body, Lin Tian was also taken away. I don't know how long it took, Lin Tian finally felt a touch of warmth. This warm feeling began to spread from my heart to the surroundings. It's as if something is transforming your body. Every inch of torn skin, muscles, and bones are slowly growing, full of healing, full of regrowth into muscles, bones, and skin, hair. In the end, Lin Tian felt that his body could be controlled again. But the ability did not come back. Not only that, Lin Tian even found that Demon Blade Kun Yu and Qinban Ying had disappeared. Surrounded by a pure white scene, Lin Tian has nothing but a healthy body. Where is this place, what about my abilities? However, no one answered Lin Tian, and Lin Tian felt the difference in his body. Lin Tian's body is fundamentally different from before. Except for a muscle, it seems to be no different from ordinary people. The system answers, where is this, Lin Tian shouted. Finally the system responded. Hello host. Your data has been restarted, and there is currently a fusion ability card in your inventory. May I ask whether you use this ability card as the product of all your previous strengths? The system asked. I need to talk about it. Use it. Lin Tian said directly. Okay, already used for you. The system voice just fell. Lin Tian felt that the feelings of the past have returned, and every inch of skin seems to contain more energy than before. The explosive power of every inch of muscle is even dozens of times higher than before. Not only that, the power of the devil fruit seems to have returned. Lin Tian was a little excited, and he played all his big moves directly in the white scene, and found that not only did it not weaken, but became stronger, and it could be instantaneous in a real sense. It seems that all my abilities have become one of my abilities. Lin Tian asked and replied. Moreover, I can directly use some of the fruit abilities in the Devil Fruit Mall. Lin Tian said excitedly again. It seems that with the exception of animals, I can have the power of creation with a single thought. Lin Tian casually used the Yan Emperor who burned the fruit, and casually used Luffy's rubber machine gun. Host. You have integrated the abilities of the Almighty Fruit, and Senbon Sakura and Mura Yu have also integrated into a knife. Oh, how to summon, just one thought. Lin Tian thought, immediately. A black knife appeared from his left waist. This knife seems to be like a zanpaka, but not like a zanpaka. I will call you from now on, Shinbenyu. Lin Tian has already felt the huge demon power and soul power contained in his sword. It's stronger than Muramame and Senbon Sakura. It's really great, my power is too complex, and now I have integrated the strengths of 100 families, so that all my abilities have become one of my abilities, so who am I afraid of? Lin Tian completely completed his mission this time, and then let the system release himself. However, after walking out of the white space, Lin Tian saw Lei Ju sitting beside him asleep. Hey, Lei Ju, wake up. Why are you here? Lin Tian asked. Lei Ju wiped her eyes, then excitedly said, My lord, you finally woke up, you have been unconscious for a month. It's been a month, Lin Tian doubted. Yes. In this one where you were sleeping, a big event has happened on the sea. Many of your subordinates have come to you. Lei Ju said, It seems that you have guarded me here for a month. Lin Tianxin was moved. All I should do. Lei Ju's complexion, watching Lin Tian wake up, naturally let go of her heart. Lin Tian took Lei Ju and said softly, Thank you, Lei Ju. Lei Ju didn't resist, just whispered. Alright, I haven't said that important thing yet. Lin Tian just gave up, let go of Lei Ju, and asked. Let's talk, what's the matter? Lei Ju broke out news that shocked Lin Tian. The second team captain of the Whitebeard Pirates, Ace, was caught by the old Marlene Vando by Blackbeard, and he succeeded. Ranked among the 7 C's of martial arts under the king, and the Navy is preparing to execute Ace publicly at Marin Vando. Ace is going to be executed. Lin Tian was also a little surprised. Is it still at this point? Lin Tian didn't delay, and hurried out of the room. Auntie's Cake Island has been rectified into Death Island at this time. Although the name sounds terrifying, it is actually the core of Lin Tian's power. Lin Tian also did not delay seeing and hearing the domineering and positioning the 3 heavenly kings, and directly teleported. Kuzan, Guina, and Zhaoba saw Lin Tian. Oh my god. Little brother Lin Tian, you can be considered awake. Boss, are you alright? Something happened recently, do you know? Kuzan, Zhaoba and Guina also said in turn. Lin Tian nodded and said, I'm fine. Ace is going to be publicly executed recently. Is there any movement from the 4 emperors? Whitebeard will definitely not sit still and will definitely go to save Ace. The red-haired Shanks seems to be quiet, and Kaido seems to have been huddled in the country of Japan, and has nothing to do. Kuzan said. Boss, there is news that if Whitebeard wants to save Ace, Kaido will sneak attack on Whitebeard. Xiao Ba said. It's Skynet's news, right? It's really accurate. Lin Tian naturally knew what happened in the original work. If Shanks hadn't stopped Kaido, Ma Lin Fandua would have been a death fight. What do we do? Guina said. Whitebeard didn't ask us for help, and even because of this incident, the Navy was too late to take care of your defeat of the ant. Lin Tian nodded and said, Whitebeard saves his son. Naturally, he won't ask for help. I don't owe favor to others. Even if the Navy wants to take care of me, it doesn't have this capability. The 3 major forces in the New World are not only the Navy. Headquarters. Let me think about what we can do to achieve greater benefits. While Lin Tian was thinking, suddenly a soldier outside the door made a report. Report. 3 heavenly kings. This is, the soldier looked at Lin Tian and was a little lost for a moment. Why is this man in the house of the king? The recruits were a little puzzled. Kuzan said. You just joined. The identity of this adult is faster than the mind of our high recruits, and it is even higher than the rank of the king. That may only be Lord Grim Reaper. I'm sorry, Lord Grim Reaper. The recruits immediately, kneeling on the ground, apologized. Very good. Get up, don't blame you, tell me what I want to report. Lin Tian is very satisfied with the soldier in front of him. It's your lord. I dare not neglect important information. The red-haired pirate group, one of the 4 emperors, and all the crew including Shanks, appeared around the seas of the world. Please give instructions. Red-haired Shanks. Why is he here? Guina was also puzzled. It's really interesting. This battle will feel very exciting. Kuzan also guessed something. Shanks come to us at this time. Xiao Ba also looked at Lin Tian. Lin Tian smiled and said, I don't believe Shanks will take the initiative to attack us. Then what is he here? Guina asked. I guess he came because he wanted me to give him face. Lin Tian also joked. Just see, is he sincere? Let's take a trip together, Lin Tian said. Lin Tian teleported again, only moving his thoughts, and then teleported all his friends to Shanks' ship. Everyone on the deck looked nervous. After all, the person who was about to meet was Lin Tian, who has the title of Death God among the new 4 emperors. This person killed the ant who is also the 4 emperors. The crew on the Shanks, even if they were at the cadre level, took this meeting seriously. The sea breeze messed up Shanks' hair, and Shanks had no time to take care of it. He was also anxiously waiting for Lin Tian's response. In this way, Lin Tian and his party appeared on the ship deck of the red-haired pirate group in an instant, and they also shocked the entire red-haired pirate group. What happened? You are the god of death, Lin Tian. Red-haired Shanks also didn't expect Lin Tian to suddenly appear on his boat. The pirates pulled out their guns nervously. Seeing that the surrounding atmosphere was not normal, Shanks said, "Put down the guns, don't be impulsive, take your time, everyone." My pirates still gave their boss a lot of face, so they also put away their guns obediently. Lakiru was still gnawing on the meat, as if everything had nothing to do with him. Yeah, Shanks. I have heard of the name for a long time, but I have never met. Lin Tian also greeted casually. Redhead understands part of Lin Tian's deeds, so he also knows that Lin Tian likes to be unfettered, unconstrained, and do whatever he wants. Therefore, Shanks also said hello. Mr. Lin Tian, I will call you that way. Well, Mr. Shanks, I call you that too. Lin Tian is also polite. Mr. Lin Tian really is a refreshing person. After the red hair finished speaking, he quickly gestured to his men's eyes. The subordinates naturally understood very well, and took out enough stools for Lin Tian and the group to sit on. Naturally, Lin Tian was not polite. He looked at his partner and said, "Sit down." Then he looked at Lei Ju and said, "Sit down, too. Sit next to me." Lei Ju's face turned red and she sat next to Lin Tian. The three partners sat on both sides of Lin Tian. The red hair greeted him. I once had a good friend who used to learn sword skills with me. He was full of praise for Mr. Lin Tian. In a blink of an eye, Mr. Lin Tian has become one of the 4 emperors who rule the world, and he is making rapid progress. Shanks praised. Lin Tian smiled and said, "That. I'm an eagle eye. I used to call him a brother to each other and scored his sword skills. I don't know if his sword skills have improved." Shanks said with a smile. "I don't know this too well. Another day, Mr. Lin Tian can discuss with him, but today there is something important to discuss with Mr. Lin Tian." Lin Tian responded quickly. Because of Ace, Shanks nodded and said, "Lin Sheng, it's not easy to know what I came from. Go ahead and finish talking about what you want to discuss with me." Shanks knew that he was a bit too long-winded, so he went straight to the subject and said, "Mr. Lin Tian, Ace is the captain of the second team of the Whitebeard Pirates, and Whitebeard will definitely do his best to rescue Ace. There is bound to be fierce conflict with the Navy headquarters. Kiwahai was also conscripted by the Navy, so this battle may change the pattern of power on the sea. The conflict between Baibeard and the Navy headquarters in Kiwahai may involve other 4 emperors." Shanks said here, the current 4 emperors, apart from the Whitebeard and the 2, only Bai Beast Kai is left. Many. Lin Tian knew that Shanks meant something, so he continued to ask, "You mean that the Beast Kaido will be moving? What is his goal and purpose?" Shanks shook his head and said, "Kaido is fickle, but scheming, and the purpose is not clear, but his relationship with Baibeard and the Navy headquarters should be hostile. Therefore, Kaido may attack Whitebeard, and then attack the Navy headquarters. He has not done the same thing." Shanks explained. Lin Tian nodded. He has no doubt about Shanks's guess. Kaido himself can be said to be a lunatic, but he is actually very shrewd. Otherwise, he would not cultivate his own fruit power legion and occupy the country of Haji. "I understand what you said, so what do you want me to do?" Lin Tian knew that Shanks had finally brought the words here, so he asked directly. "Mr. Lin Tian, I need you to join me to stop this battle." Shanks said. "Stop this fight," Lin Tian said with a smile. "Baibeard and the Navy headquarters are not my allies. What do they have to do with me?" Lin Tian asked back. "The implication is that it has nothing to do with me how the power and pattern of the sea change. Why should I stop a battle that is not mine?" Lin Tian threw the question to Shanks again. Shanks didn't expect Lin Tian to react so sensitively. "Mr. Lin Tian, this is the case. If the white beard is destroyed, the 4 emperors will become the 3 emperors. Among the forces on the sea, the Navy headquarters will be the dominant one. This is not a bad thing for the 4 emperors. Well." Shanks had expected that Lin Tian was not that simple, so he directly convinced him. Lin Tian shook his head and said, "In my opinion, the balance is to be broken. If the Whitebeard pirate group is destroyed, I am afraid that there will be no less than 4 emperors. It is estimated that a new 4 emperors will be born. Like I killed the ant." Lin Tian continued. "Shanks, what are the 4 emperors? This is a title, but it is also a symbol of strength. No one will always be the 4 emperors, so you don't need to use this kind of principle to talk to me. Talk about things." Shanks also frowned and asked, "Lin Tian, It turns out that you are such a person. I'm sorry, I thought it would go well. Lin Tian smiled and said, I have always been this kind of person, and I have no interest. I will definitely not give anyone face. But, I have my own bottom line, and I have my own scale in my heart. Shanks asked. What benefits do you want? Is it Bailey or the enhancement of power or something else? Lin Tian smiled and said, I want your landmark history. Shanks was also taken aback. You're going to love Drew. Are you going to be the One Piece? Shanks did not expect that what Lin Tian wanted was the history of the landmark in his hands. After defeating the ant, I seized the landmark history on the island of all nations, and now I already have $2. Don't worry about whether I can understand it, I have Nicole Robin, and I can understand it. Shanks frowned and said, Want to go to Love Drew to get the big secret treasure? But, Shanks, I just want to go to Laughtail. I have my business. I have no interest in the big secret treasure or anything. Lin Tian said. What does it mean? Shanks somewhat doubted Lin Tian's purpose. It can be seen that Shanks doesn't believe in Lin Tian, and the pirate who wants to go to Loveloo naturally has a strong interest in the great secret treasure. Lin Tian saw that Shanks didn't believe in himself, so he didn't bother to explain. Shanks didn't want to conflict with Lin Tian, so he asked again, Mr. Lin Tian, that is to say, if I don't hand over the history of the landmark, you will take it hard in the future, right? The atmosphere was a bit tense, but Lin Tian didn't feel scared at all. Just kidding. The three heavenly kings are the existence of the general level. It is not a problem to block the crew of Shanks, and Shanks is at most a powerhouse of the four emperors, and it is much worse than the peak of the king level like Lin Tian. Lin Tian also replied very directly. Yes, Shanks, my purpose is to go to Love Drew, so no matter who the opponent is, I have to get the landmark history in his hands, but don't forget, the landmark history rubbing is also possible. You don't need to award history to me. If you can, just give me a copy of it. Shanks frowned. After all, the history of the landmark in the hands of each of the four emperors is similar to a family heirloom, and it is almost impossible to show it to outsiders. Let alone rubbing, it is almost as if the secret is made public. So Shanks was reluctant. Lin Tian naturally knew the reason for Shanks' reluctance, so he said, Shanks, since you are not sincere, then don't think about letting me contribute for free. Since we are not allies, then I can only give you driven away. As soon as the voice fell, Shanks immediately. Be cautious. Aiming at Lin Tian, Shanks' domineering burst out, and as expected, Lin Tian's domineering only took less than half a second. The man on the red-haired ship was also stunned by the domineering overlord in an instant. However, the three heavenly kings beside Lin Tian, including Lei Ju, were not affected by the overlord Shanks. Lin Tian's domineering color suddenly rose, and Shanks' domineering collided. An overlord conflict was formed in an instant, and the lightning-like strip of light exploded outward. The strong wind also arrived as promised, and the two felt the difficulty of each other one after another, and Shanks spoke first. Mr. Lin Tian. Your domineering look is really terrifying. Even if it is me, it is a disadvantage. Shanks said depressedly. You are not bad, Shanks. I didn't expect your overlord appearance to be so strong. Even the ant's overlord appearance is probably not as strong as yours. Lin Tian is just telling the truth. Shanks' domineering is indeed the strongest among the powerhouses Lin Tian has fought against. The red-haired deck was quickly corroded by Lin Tian's domineering, and Shanks was somewhat unstoppable. Captain, the Deputy Captain Ben Beckman was also surprised. In less than a while, Shanks finally convinced Mr. Lin Tian, there is no need to rush, we can still discuss. Shanks said. It's a pity that Lin Tian didn't care about Shanks, but his overlord color became stronger and stronger. Mr. Lin Tian. Lin Tian Shanks shouted, but Lin Tian pretended not to hear. Finally Shanks really couldn't hold on anymore, so he said directly, Okay, Mr. Lin Tian. My landmark history rubbing version, I will leave it to you. Lin Tian only weakened the output of the domineering, and confirmed again. Are you sure you are done? Don't regret it, this thing is very important to me. Lin Tian said, no problem, it's just rubbing, just give it to Mr. Lin Tian. Shanks was also a little embarrassed and agreed to Lin Tian's request. Lin Tian was satisfied and let go of Shanks. Shanks failed in the domineering duel, so he was a little frustrated. Looking at Lin Tian, Shanks sighed and said, Mr. Lin Tian, I'm sorry, I'll leave this call bug to you. You can also call me and I will return to my site and print history for you. Of course, please help me to end this battle when the time comes. Shanks said. Take your history, naturally I want to help you do this thing, don't worry, Kaido is here, I will beat him to death. Lin Tian had already declared war on Kaido, and it was quite reasonable to play against Kaido. After taking the historical rubbing of Shanks's landmark, he naturally pushed the boat along the river and agreed to Shanks. That's the best. Since this is the case, Mr. Lin Tian, we have temporarily reached an alliance until the end of this war. Shanks said. Lin Tian nodded noncommittal and said that he knew it. After that, Shanks and his red-haired pirate group also sailed towards their own seas. Lin Tian's companions naturally teleported back to the base camp once again, the Death Island of the world. Time passed quickly, and in a blink of an eye, the time for Ace's execution was approaching, and Shanks naturally sent his men to get a rubbing version of the landmark history. Robin confirmed the authenticity of the landmark history, and Lin Tian also received a systematic reminder. It also shows that the real rubbing sent by Shanks. This guy is very obedient. If so, I will hold Kaido, and then, end this war. Lin Tian, who is familiar with the plot, thought of an extremely careful plan. The ultimate beneficiary of this plan is naturally Lin Tian himself. Shanks had already called on that day. Blue Brew. Lin Tian answered the phone and asked, Mr. Shanks. It's me, Mr. Lin Tian. Our plan is ready to begin, and the White Beard group has already started towards the old Ma Lin Fanduo. How about the Navy? Lin Tian asked. The Navy has also been ready, and Kiwahai has also been summoned. There are countless lieutenants and major generals, and all 3 generals are there. Marshal Sikarsky, the naval hero Karp, and even the former Marshal Buddha's Warring States period, they were all recruited and transferred to the old Marlin Vander. Old Marlene Vander has also been deployed with countless troops, countless warships. Even if the White Beard comes, it seems that they can't get any benefits at all. The probability of Ace being rescued is actually not great. I very much hope that White Beard can rescue Ace. At the same time, what I hope most is to end this war at the right time and maintain the balance of the sea, so that it will be good for everyone. After Shanks finished speaking, Lin Tian knew that this time the White Beard still looked a bit fierce. Understood. Shanks, don't worry, you can end this battle with peace of mind, and I will hold the Beast Pirate group firmly. The war at the top was a great battle in the pirate world. Whitebeard finally lost his life in order to save his son Ace, and Ace was also killed by the Admiral Akai. Blackbeard finally seized the power of Whitebeard, and the red-haired Shanks finally ended this meaningless war. It can be said that Blackbeard Titch is the biggest beneficiary of this battle. After this battle, Blackbeard Titch immediately. Instead of Whitebeard, he became one of the new 4 emperors. And Lin Tian also made an extremely detailed plan. Lin Tian drew half of the forces and formed a ship group, with the Death God as the core, and sailed towards the sea near Ma Lin Fandu. Due to the great momentum, the Navy did not find the White Beard, but instead discovered Lin Tian's pirate group. Damn. Why did Lin Tian participate in this battle? Sakaski was also a little angry. A 4 emperor, the Navy headquarters is going to do its best, let alone that guy. Sakaski also didn't know how to do it for a while. Time is almost out. Ready to be executed, Sikarsky said. Then, what was unexpected was that the Moby Dick from Whitebeard suddenly appeared from the sea. A surprise attack with a coating. Whitebeard is really a cunning man. Sakaski also officially started fighting with Whitebeard. General Fujitora, General Green Bull, General Huang Yuan are also the captains of the squad that have shot against the Baihu pirates. The stalemate battle is going on, everything is like the original. The difference is that the general has become Fujitora and Green Bull, and the marshal has become Sakaski. And Luffy still arrived as promised, ready to go to the execution platform to rescue Ace. In the end, he was stopped by Karp, the Warring States and naval hero of the former Navy Marshal. Chuck, cluck, old but White Beard. White Beard directly urged his ability to shake fruits and instantly triggered a tsunami, and General Fujitora used his own gravity knife, and the huge meteorite hit White Beard, and Beard punched it. White Beard. Although the old man is blind, he knows that black is black, and white is white. The blood of the sinful One Piece must be cut and wiped out. Fujitora immediately launched a powerful attack on the White Beard pirates. The Navy and Whitebeard had already begun a big battle at this time, and the bears in the Kiwu Sea, Hawkeye, and Whitebeard too were also fighting with the captains. Mom. Whitebeard is my dad. Why do we have to be enemies with my dad? Whitebeard 2 asked. The mother of the Whitebeard 2 said, nonsense. We are just killing his men. Whitebeard abandoned his mother. We are going to make him suffer. Whitebeard 2 talked about the big knife in his hand and attacked the other team. Hawkeye naturally activated the strongest but was abruptly resisted by Diamond Joe's. The bear is constantly using the ability of the flesh ball in his hand to shoot countless pirates of the Whitebeard pirate group, and eventually he was stopped by the captains. Lin Tian's beloved Empress, Hancock naturally received the call. When Lin Tian met with the Empress for the first time, he was already ventilated. That is, as long as it is an order from the world government, it is enough to listen, so that the Amazon lily can be kept for the time being. Therefore, the Empress came as promised. But the Empress did not work hard. Naturally, it was only against ordinary pirates, and did not cause much damage to the Whitebeard pirates. Jinping naturally appeared on the battlefield with Luffy, Moria, Crocodile, and Doflamingo were all killed by Lin Tian. Eagle Eye fought with Joes, Shang Baibeard too fought with the captains. The Empress without working hard, Chi Wuhai only restrained part of the Whitebeard's power. However, due to certain changes in the plot, the Navy side is stronger than the Whitebeard. Only the general level characters include Sakazuki, Carp, Sengoku, Fujitora, Green Bull, and alternate General Teotu, and the number of lieutenant generals and brigadier generals of the Navy headquarters. The strength of the headquarters is also far more than that of the Whitebeard pirates. If Luffy and the prisoners are not joined, the pressure on Whitebeard's side may be even greater. And not far from the old Ma Lin fan duo, the Beast Pirate group was also vigorously preparing to attack the Whitebeard from behind. Unexpectedly, the praying mantis is catching the cicada, the Oriole is behind, and the beasts and pirates are attacked by another pirates as soon as they want to start a sneak attack. Kaido drank a big wine and smiled and asked, "Haha, who is it? So kind. Dare to take this opportunity to attack Lao Su." Jack has been killed, so Quinn and Jin are left among the three major disasters. There are also people with artificial devil fruit abilities. It seems to be the Death Pirate group. Quinn is also a little scared. After all, if you want to say who is Kaido's enemy, then there is only the Death Pirates group that is still growing. Others don't know, but Quinn and Jin know that 2 years ago, Kaido attacked Zou alone, and the final result was to fall into the water and die. And the person who shot is the leader of the Death Pirate group, that is, the Death God Lin Tian, who now rules the nations. The attack of the Death Pirate group really made the two of them a little frightened. "You two are really useless. I hope that I will be killed." Kaido didn't care at all, still took a sip of wine and then stood up. "First send the standby and the reservation to attack the pirate ship, and look at their reality. I don't believe that Lin Tian will be in it in every battle." Kaido also guessed. The standby is the most basic soldier in the Beast Pirate group. These people are generally incapable of fruit, and their combat capabilities are also very average. Once a fight occurs, these people will rush to the forefront, and no one cares about their life or death. To put it bluntly, these people are cannon fodder. And the pleasant ones are actually a group of failed experiments. The 100 beasts and pirates desperately needed a large number of people with devil fruit abilities. Because of the failure of the artificial devil fruit experiment, the pleasant ones did not gain any abilities themselves, and became some fighters who only knew how to laugh. 2 large groups of cannon fodder immediately attacked the ship of the Death Pirates. The Death Pirate group is headed by 3 heavenly kings, and Kuzan, the Ice King, immediately froze the pirates who were about to attack into ice sculptures. Many of the pirates who survived the death also launched an impact on the Death Pirates once again, but the Snow King Guina summoned a blizzard in an instant, and the standbys and the delights suffered a major attack in an instant. The cannon fodder who was lucky enough to survive was trying to escape, but was instantly ignited by Xiao Ba's flame. Xiao Ba's flames gushing out directly, burning out the standby and the pleasant in an instant. Each of the 3 heavenly kings killed all the cannon fodder on the offensive with one move. Kaido, who had lost the cannon fodder, was not surprised. This made him understand that Lin Tian was not on the boat. "Haha, since Lin Tian is not here, with his men, he may not be able to defeat me." Kaido also said triumphantly, "In that case, the Beasts and Pirates group, strike with all your strength." Quinn and Jin received Kaido's order, so the desperate commander launched an attack on the Death Pirates. There is no cannon fodder from Quinn and Jin's men, but there is still a Giver Legion, which is equivalent to the elite in the warrior. These people have eaten the devil fruit of the artificial animal type, and are very lucky to become capable people, with 1 or 2 in excellent skill. Therefore, various Batmen, Spider-Men, Gazelle Men, Rat Men, Cat Men, and Dog Men quickly attacked the Death Pirates. There are also many subordinates in the Death Pirate group, because they have received training from Lin Tian and the 3 heavenly kings, and their strength has evolved significantly after 2 years. Thousands of soldiers from the Death Pirate group on the fleet rushed to these Giver regiments. These soldiers have actually mastered the 6 naval poses, and their skills are agile, and their strength far exceeds ordinary cognition. Kaido also noticed this situation, and he was still puzzled. Lin Tian's subordinates, why even the soldiers are so strong? My Giver Legion has the fruit ability. No one answered Kaido's words, because Kuzan and Guina had already fought Kaido. "Do you 2 brats want to kill me? I'm so excited. I want to fight a long time ago, come on." Kaido was also full of enthusiasm. No matter what it was, he would fight Kuzan and Guina. The two general-level figures can completely hold the 4 emperor-level powerhouse. Xiao Ba used this to make a big kill in the Giver's army, but was stopped by Flame Cinder. "You smelly octopus. Let me be your opponent," Yan Calamity Jin said. Without Xiao Ba's restraint, the pressure on the Giver army has become much less, and the Plague Queen has already been killed by the soldiers of the Death Pirates. But because Xiao Ba was temporarily held back, the Death Pirates once again walked out of the strong. It turned out that it was Nozagao and Robin, Perona and Espagu, Freud and Ain stayed in the world, and everyone else played in one after another. Sha Xing Nuoki Gao completed the awakening of Sha Sha Fruit, and also instantly joined the battle with Quinn, and Hua Xing Nicole Robin was the savage tyrant in the battle against the beasts and pirates. The barbarian's body is very large, it can be said that it is the giant warrior of the beasts and pirate group. But Robin's flowers and fruits have also completed the awakening, so Robin, the top lieutenant, and the ship star Esbaku who completed the fruit awakening blocked the attack of the barbarian. Kaido also has several real fighters and 6 volleys, but they have not been brought out in order to maintain the rule of the country. Perona is also fighting against 2 real fighters alone, and she has the upper hand. How strong is the pirate group? The 6 volley Kaido brought 3 sons this time, and the captains of the guards in the God Pirates also came. The strength of the 6 guards has reached at least the Kiwahai level, so it is 2, 2, and 1. And an overwhelming advantage in strength. Although Kaido was known to be immortal, the 2 heavenly kings of the Death Pirates group completely held him back. The 2 disasters under his control are also at a complete disadvantage, and the battle of the middle-level generals is also fully suppressed, even if it was the confrontation of the soldiers, and the Death Pirate group also took advantage of the dual advantages of number and strength, and effortlessly killed the Beast Pirate group. Lin Tian himself did not appear, and he had completely suppressed the entire group of beasts and pirates. Not to mention that Lin Tian exploded all the strength, and everyone under him attacked a 4 emperor force. The final result must be easy to annihilate the opponent. At this time, the defeat of the Beast Pirate group was determined, and Kaido naturally took advantage of the gap between Kuzan and Guina, immediately kicked the 2 into the air, and then hurriedly fled to Wano country and Ghost Island in the chaos. There is no need to chase. The captain said that if you repel Kaido, you can stop. Let's return to the world together to prevent Kaido from attacking the base camp. Kaido is fickle and easy to fight inexplicably, so it is also possible to take this opportunity to attack the nations, so Lin Tian planned early and defeated Kaido immediately. Return to the garrison of the nations. After the 3 heavenly kings gave their orders, they returned to the nations together. The battle with Kaido was over, and at the same time, Lin Tian had already reached the old Marlin Vando before Shanks. This is really a bloody battlefield. Lin Tian saw a lot of corpses. Whether it was the Navy or the Whitebeard pirates, they suffered heavy casualties, and even the captains of Whitebeard's subordinates were dying. It's really a big battle. Who would have thought that the one who benefited the most from this battle turned out to be Blackbeard Titch? Lin Tian shook his head. Since I'm here, all of this must be changed, but you can't make the guy with the black beard proud. After Lin Tian thought about it, he saw that Luffy had rescued Ace. Take advantage of it now. Lin Tian appeared beside Ace in a teleport, and then Luffy was shocked at Carp warring states on the execution platform. Taking advantage of this moment of effort, Lin Tian also directly sucked Ace and Luffy into the divine space. Sengoku Carp reacted immediately. He asked, You are Lin Tian. Where did you get Ace? Where did you get Luffy? The one who asked Ace was naturally the Warring States period, and the one who asked Luffy was naturally Carp. Lin Tian shook his head and said, I just want you to give me a face and ensure the safety of the 2 of them, how about it? Although it was a rhetorical question, Lin Tian didn't give the 2 people face, because the 2 of them couldn't call the shots at all. Lin Tian turned his head and looked at Sakarsky, who had a hatred look at him, and said, This guy is only useful to talk now. However, he will definitely not agree to save the 2 of them like this. Lin Tian also appeared next to Sarkar Sake in an instant, and then he kicked Sakarsky with a random kick. Who is this guy? Sakarsky was kicked with 1 kick. This person is so powerful. I always feel like where this person has been seen before. In a short while, Jin Ping and Marco noticed Lin Tian first, and then said loudly, He is Lin Tian, the god of death, father. Lin Tian, god of death. Sakarsky finally stabilized his body, and the eyes that looked at Lin Tian were once again full of resentment. At this time, he wanted to tear Lin Tian to pieces. Hey, hell, this kid, is he the god of death among the new 4 emperors? Is the enemy or friend Ace and where he got it? Whitebeard also asked deeply. Father, Lin Tian should have no problem. Ace should be hidden by his space fruit ability. Marco also took the time to say. The white beard nodded and said, if this is the case, then let him be able to retreat all over. The white beard shook his own heavy fist directly, and the shaking fruit once again caused a huge airshock, and it seemed that the space was a bit fragmented. Then Sakaski, who was rushing towards Lin Tian, also frowned. Block me, the white beard. Sakaski is also the yellow ape who directly ordered. The yellow ape's expression is still wretched, but the strength is still amazing. The yellow ape with the shining fruit is enough to be invincible, so it is also directly blocking the white beard of one of the 4 emperors. Sakaski turned his head once again to look at Lin Tian, and then angrily said, Lin Tian, today I want you to regret coming to Ma Lin Fanduo. Sakaski's lost arm was instantly wrapped in magma and transformed into a huge and terrifying magma arm. This guy's strength, it seems to have improved. Lin Tian also saw the unusual place in an instant. He saw that Sakarsky's aura had become much stronger, so he guessed. Except for the first person I have known to awaken the fruit of nature, I didn't expect it to be you, Sakarsky. It is a pity that I met me today. Should I say that it is your luck or sorrow? Lin Tian also smirked at Navy Marshal Sakarsky. Stop talking nonsense. Pay your life. Sakarsky used his own trick directly. Heaven dog. Sakarsky's arm stretched out quickly, and the lavaged arm attacked Lin Tian extremely quickly. It was not only extremely fast, but also extremely powerful. However, Lin Tian's expression was relaxed. With his arms crossed, he easily blocked the terrifying attack of the red dog. Regardless of whether it was the Navy or the pirates, Lin Tian, who was unharmed, was stunned. Hardly resisting Marshal Sakarsky's dog, is this guy still a human? Are you unharmed? It seems that the strength is even more terrifying than imagined. The people around couldn't help thinking. After the fusion, Lin Tian possessed extremely strong defense power in both skeletal muscles and every inch of skin. Even without fear of fire and water, Sakarsky's attack once again lost its effect. Humph. Unexpectedly, your defensive power has also improved. Sakarsky didn't worry at all, as if he would feel comfortable just watching Lin Tian being attacked by himself. Sakarsky didn't stop his attack, and then used his own big move. It seemed that seeing Lin Tian, he wanted to use all his big moves. Dog-biting Gurren. Sakarsky shouted this domineeringly. Sakarsky first waved the lavaged hand. Then the lavaged arm was turned into the shape of a dog's head, and the lavaged limbs were extended to attack Lin Tian, and the dog's head made of lava also bite Lin Tian fiercely. Huh. What a red dog. Shinra. Lin Tian also has the ability to open the eyes of reincarnation directly without saying a word. A Shenluo Tianzheng instantly smashed the dog-biting red lotus that Sakarsky had attacked, and the bullet was fragmented. Whether it is physical or energetic, when encountering the repulsive power of Shenluo Tianzheng, it will naturally be destroyed in an instant. And because of the great power of Lin Tian's Shenluo Tianzheng, he also instantly destroyed the execution platform. Carp. The Warring States period therefore had no choice but to stand on the ground and watch the battle between Akadog and Lin Tian. Lin Tian floated in the air, appearing calm and unhurried, but Sakarsky looked a little embarrassed. Lin Tian. Sakarsky yelled in a low voice, and then desperately launched his own big move. Spitfire. This move is already considered a particularly powerful move by Akadog, but the scope of this move is extremely wide, and it has also injured countless pirates and the Navy. Red Dog. The Warring States period wanted to stop but had no chance. Countless navies have been accidentally injured by Sakarsky's fire, and every burst of the fire can easily destroy a very large warship, so many White-Beard fleets have also suffered a devastating blow. Lin Tian can easily avoid this wide range of skills when he sees and hears domineering or virtual, so Ma Lin Fanduo's battlefield is extremely chaotic, but Lin Tian is still unscathed. Sakarsky, I have given you many opportunities, but you didn't take it well, so next, it's my turn. Lin Tian didn't say much, he also broke out his aura directly. Overlord. After Lin Tian shouted in a low voice, an extremely terrifying domineering look rose into the sky. Everyone is afraid of it, and everyone is trembling about it. That Overlord air seems to make everyone want to surrender. This is that guy's Overlord look. It's really powerful. The red-haired guy's Overlord look shouldn't be as good as that. Bybeard looked at Lin Tian and sighed. Lin Tian, you are so strong. Marco couldn't help but said. All of them put down the attack in their hands at this time, and focused their attention on Lin Tian. The power of this Overlord color makes them fresh in their memories for a lifetime. The tens of thousands of people present fell down 7 or 88 in an instant, and only less than 2 out of 10 were left, as Ma Lin Fanduo's mid to high-end combat power. The weakest Major General level can barely fall, and the Brigadier General level also persisted for 2 more seconds before fainting. There are very few people who can stand today. Lin Tian. What do you want to do? The warring states finally couldn't help but ask questions at this time. Ace, you have been rescued, what else do you want to do? Carp asked too. Lin Tian shook his head and said, warring states, and old man Carp, don't you think that everything is pushed behind the scenes of the battle between the Navy and the White Beard, who can get the most benefit in the end? After Lin Tian reminded him, no one could understand. At this time, Lin Tian was majestic, and under all the strong, he said without fear, everyone. I just come to hope that everyone will give me a face and end this currently meaningless battle. I have rescued Ace. If the Navy wants to trouble me, please accompany me at any time and come to all countries. All those who want to kill me, come to all countries to find me. Lin Tian said arrogantly, without paying attention to the group of heroes. As a marshal, Sakaski naturally sneered. Little thief Lin Tian. Don't even want to leave today. You stay here for me. Since no one is interfering, then I can concentrate on killing you by myself. Sakarsky also ignored other people's obstacles and rushed towards Lin Tian. Lin Tian naturally said, good job. After a short kick, Sakarsky was kicked off, and then Lin Tian used teleportation and combos to beat Sakarsky completely without fighting back. Sakarsky was eventually beaten with bruises all over his body. Even if it was naturalized or armed, it was difficult to resist Lin Tian's strange power. Sakarsky was already in a panic, and at this time other admirals were also overwhelmed. Grand Prix Fujitora, General Yellow Ape, and General Green Bull attacked one after another. The White Beard pirates didn't see Ace, and Lin Tian confessed that he didn't know it. White Beard did not choose to retreat, but played support on the side. There will be opposing generals, the captains will stop them one by one, Kiwaha and others. However, Lin Tian alone faced the high-end combat power of the four navies, but he did not lose the win. Try my trick. Lin Tian shouted directly, the Dark Demon. Then the power of the black hole fruit burst instantly. Within the range of Lin Tian's circle, as long as the people with fruit ability within this range are unable to move. With one move, the four high-end combat powers were given in an instant. And at this moment, Lin Tian heard a voice. How could it be? How could it be like this? Lin Tian saw that the color was very domineering, and instantly turned his head to look at that place, and then the four people who did not control the Navy anymore. Teleported to that person's side, Lin Tian finally smiled. Haha. So you are here. Blackbeard Titch. Blackbeard seems to be mentally retarded, but in fact he is extremely shrewd. He reacts quickly, immediately. Want to attack Lin Tian? Lin Tian said nothing about the ability to directly use the black hole fruit. Blackbeard reacted quickly, and the power of dark fruit was also activated. However, Lin Tian is the one who finally awakens the dark fruit and integrates the awakening. How can he be afraid of the ability of a dark fruit? The final result is that the abilities of the Blackbeard cannot be used, but Lin Tian can still use his own skills. This can't be how this can happen. Blackbeard found that the strength of his whole body had disappeared, and his dark fruit ability had also disappeared. Oh, Blackbeard, you actually have the power of dark fruit. Lin Tian asked back. I used dark fruit before, so why do you still have the dark fruit power? Say it. Otherwise I will kill you. Lin Tian's cold look made Blackbeard shudder. I am not very clear about this. I also know that you ate the dark fruit, but later one of the White Beard pirates also had a dark fruit. I read it wrong, but in the end I found that it wasn't that I was wrong. Then I killed him and snatched the fruit. He helplessly told the story of the past. Tell it. It turns out that the old fruit after the system exchange will regenerate somewhere in this world. Lin Tian looked at Blackbeard, and the admiral and others are also attacked by a big Lin Tian. Gravity knife. Fujitora also did nothing, and directly summoned an oversized meteorite to hit Blackbeard and Lin Tian. Blackbeard hurriedly begged for mercy. Lin Tian, Master Lin Tian, let me go. Otherwise I will die. Lin Tian sneered and said, what does your death have to do with me? Blackbeard hurriedly said, I can tell you a big secret, about One Piece. Lin Tian thought. Forget it, let him go, anyway, I only need a thought to catch him. Just so domineering, Lin Tian took back the power of dark fruit. Blackbeard is amnesty, but unfortunately it is too late to escape. Lin Tian directly used the ultralight gravity field. Although the huge meteorite was smashed down, the gravity was eliminated, so it also floated in the air. Even if the old man is blind, he will definitely kill you for justice. Fujitora said. Mr. Yishao, do you still remember that you owe me a favor? Lin Tian asked. What happened at the time is unforgettable. Fujitora replied. Lin Tianzhen didn't expect that Fujito was really a loyal person. The green bull beside him said, hey, what did you agree on? The old man owed Mr. Lin Tian a favor, Fujitora said. Mr. Lin Tian, do you want to use this favor now? Fujitora asked again. Lin Tian shook his head and said, the time has not come, so I won't use it for the time being, but I want you to see something. What? Fujitora seemed to have some vague premonitions. The green bull was also waiting for it, and the yellow ape also attacked Lin Tian with a kick at the speed of light. Lin Tian ignored the rubbish at all, and directly flew the yellow ape with the force of gravity. Lin Tian. Sakazuki regrouped, and then attacked Lin Tian. You guys get out of me, Sakazuki shouted. Just right. Let you see and see this. As soon as Lin Tian's voice fell, his eyes had become rippled. That's right. Lin Tian's eyes have become reincarnation eyes. Thanks to the sky. Lin Tianfei shouted in the air, and Sakazuki rushed over, only to find that there was a barrier in front of him. Sakazuki was smashing this layer with a punch. When he suspected that Lin Tian made a barrier, he found a burst of blazing heat from the sky. Should not. Fujitora also felt that it was not good, and quickly fled away with the green bull. It's terrible. What the hell is this? Can it be said that it has the same ability as Fujitora? Huang Yuan was also shocked. Sakazuki raised his head and saw a brown object falling from the sky. Sakazuki knew that this was Lin Tian's move, so he also teased, little thief Lin Tian. Whose ability did you copy again? It seems that you don't know the best truth for yourself. Let it be today. I break the things you are proud of. Meteor volcano. Sakazuki directly summoned the meteor volcano. The difference is that this time the meteor volcano is attacking the coffee-colored yellow dot. But who knows that the brown yellow dot is getting closer and closer until, when it comes to Sakazuki's front, Sakazuki finds that his meteor volcano seems to be unable to cause this object. How much damage? Everyone was stunned. What is this? Is this a meteorite? It's too exaggerated. This is at least dozens of times bigger than Fujitora's meteorite. This is simply a star. How many people will die if this falls? Regardless of whether it was a pirate or a navy, it was all shocked by Lin Tian's trick at this time. Even the invisible Fujitora felt an unusual breath. How is this possible? Even my meteor volcano is useless at all. Is this a meteorite or a star? How can there be such strength? Sakazuki was obviously a little crazy, but the scene before him had to convince him of the reality before him. Is this the power of God? Blackbeard Titch wanted to take advantage of the chaos to get rid of the white beard to obtain the ability to shake fruit, but at this time it was also interrupted by Lin Tian's strong joining the battlefield. Countless strong people, including White Beard, don't know how to deal with it at this time. The strength of the Death Kid is really beyond my expectation. I didn't expect that there would be such a powerful person in the world. It's really interesting. White Beard sighed. Father, this attack seems to affect us. Marco quickly reminded. It's too late to escape now. Diamond Joes said quickly. How did Lin Tian make such an attack that does not distinguish between the enemy and me? Foil Beasta couldn't help but said. The obstacle star is a large-scale attack, and inevitably, it will bring danger to everyone. At this time, the Navy and pirates had no time to take care of Lin Tian himself. Everyone's attention was on this huge meteorite. All the general-level officials have given up against the Whitebeard pirates. Focus on the one boulder above your head and do your best. Sakazuki hurried to give orders. Whitebeard also said, Sons, leave it to me. Then it directly urged the ability to shake the fruit, and instantly hit which huge meteorite above his head. And the generals also shot one by one, using their own big move at the bottom of the box, trying to smash the heavenly tremor above their heads. The size and weight of the obstacle vibrating star is extremely large. Lin Tian directly urged the gravitational fruit, and the destructive power of the obstacle vibrating star was even strengthened, and he desperately smashed the old Ma Lin fan duo. All the pirates tried their best to resist. At this time, Lin Tian can be said to be everyone's enemy. Lin Tian attacked strongly, but chose to attack all the pirates. And Lin Tian didn't want to kill all the strong in pirate world. If you want to say that there is a reason, it is itchy hands for a while, wanting to see if the world's heroes can break his own trick. All the pirates kept using their most powerful blows to blast the sky obstacle star, and the rock on the surface of this star was constantly shattered. Drink. The generals were united, and Whitebeard also exploded with all his strength, and finally forced the first shocking star to the sea. The tremor finally fell into the sea. At that moment, it directly stirred up endless waves, and finally submerged in the sea, but the waves instantly flooded Ma Lin Fanduo. The Whitebeard blasted out with a punch, and the waves directly rushed in the opposite direction. Everyone was panting looking at the direction of the sky's shock star, and feeling a little aftermath. It's terrible. Never want to experience it again. Huang Yuan also said that although he can escape in an instant, this is Ma Lin Fanduo, and the plan to not Blackbeard is completely messed up. Lin Tian didn't feel sorry for seeing that the sky obstacle vibrating star was cracked. Instead, he looked at the heroes who hit the sky obstacle vibration star and praised, "Sure enough, everyone still has some strength. In this way, I will spare your lives. Can you give me a face and stop this battle now?" As soon as Lin Tian's voice fell, he once again looked down on the heroes and said, "I still want to try my other abilities." Lin Tian's words are not arrogant, and Lin Tian's words are not arrogant. However, everyone at this time did not dare to say a word. Even if Sikarsky wanted to kill Lin Tian, he hesitated. Lin Tian just tried that trick again, and even the 3 major navy generals didn't have the strength to smash it again. Even Whitebeard shook his head and said, "Reaper, this kid didn't have a murderous aura just now. This is what makes him terrible. It shows that this person has the power to destroy the world with a single blow, but if the trick just now comes again, even I don't have the strength to break it." Bybeard himself suffered a lot of injuries in the battle with the navy, not to mention using his ultimatum one after another. Seeing that the world's heroes were unable to fight again, there was no reason to fight again. Finally, the heroes of Pirate World finally sold Lin Tian's face and accepted the weapons in his hands. Bybeard looked at Lin Tian and said, "Reaper, where's Ace?" Lin Tian looked at Whitebeard and said, "Ace is probably recounting the past with his brother in my supernatural power space. Don't worry, when the recounting is over, Ace will naturally go back." "Okay. I believe you." Whitebeard then ceased to be an enemy of the navy. However, Whitebeard looked at Blackbeard Tichi and said, "But there is only one person, I will not let it go, it is you. Tichi killed his partner and gave my son Ace to the navy, and borrowed it. This has become Kiwahai. It's really dirty." Then Whitebeard cast his eyes to Blackbeard Tich. Tich seemed a little timid. "Lin Tian. This Lin Tianda. Can you allow me to fight with Bybeard?" Blackbeard is also cautious. Although he looks like a rough person, he is actually a person with extremely high emotional intelligence. "You are not a member of the Kiwahai government, you have to ask me what you do." Lin Tian also laughed and joked. Blackbeard is also immediately said, "My Blackbeard will be out of Kiwu Sea from now on, I can be a small role next to an adult." Lin Tian shook his head and said, "The death of Saki from the Whitebeard pirates is still vividly remembered. What if you betray me if you accept you?" "No, he happened to have the dark fruit I wanted. In the end, I was really afraid that he would eat it. I had to kill him." Listening to Blackbeard calling black as white, Lin Tian also wanted to laugh. But looking at the look in Whitebeard's eyes, Lin Tian couldn't help thinking, Whitebeard should really want to fight Blackbeard. In this case, I can't stop the personal grievances of these two people. "Alright, Blackbeard, let's fight with Whitebeard upright." Lin Tian said. "Great, thank you Lord Grim Reaper." Blackbeard said respectfully, and then walked to Whitebeard. "Tich. Father. I didn't expect us to meet in such a way." Blackbeard said, "Humph, don't call me daddy, you are not worthy." Lin Tian couldn't control the battle between Whitebeard and Blackbeard, so he didn't bother to keep watching. Since Lin Tian destroyed Propulsion City and killed all the strongmen in Propulsion City, the Blackbeard pirate group, which should have been much stronger, had only a few people. In addition, the Whitebeard had not been conspired, although the whole body was injured, but the problem is not big. "Father. Many captains wanted to persuade Whitebeard, after all, Whitebeard was already old and sick. However, Bybeard had a stubborn temper, so he completely ignored the persuasion of his sons. Don't persuade me, Titch, I must be punished as he deserves, he killed my son. Because of this, Whitebeard picked up his naginata aggressively and rushed towards Blackbeard. The high-end combat power of the Navy such as Sakaski is also a little angry. The pirate is actually here. We are hitting under our eyelids, without putting us in our eyes at all. Although Sikarsky was angry, he didn't dare to think about it anymore when he saw Lin Tian. Damn. Why is Lin Tian so strong? Even the 4 emperors can kill him. What realm has he reached? The gap between us is simply hard to calculate. Even if the natural fruit is awakened, he can't hurt him at all. Not only was Sikarsky thinking about this problem, almost everyone who had experienced the tremor of the sky thought about this problem again, so everyone dared not say anything. In the end, Sikarsky could only arrange for medical personnel to fall. The Navy on the battlefield was rescued and did post-war recovery work. The old Malin Vander had been completely destroyed, and Sikarsky had no nostalgia and eventually shrank his troops, reluctantly retreating to Mariagio. In the end, the general evacuated Ma Lin Fandor, which was equivalent to ceding Ma Lin Fanduo to the 2 pirates. As their arena, the reason was naturally because of Lin Tian's powerful deterrent. There is nothing to see in the battle between Whitebeard and Blackbeard. Although Blackbeard has the ability to guard against the sky, Whitebeard is not something to provoke. Even if he was sneak attacked by Blackbeard and unable to use his abilities, Whitebeard still severely wounded Blackbeard. In the end, Whitebeard killed Blackbeard with a single blow, and Blackbeard was helpless and unwilling to die. Reaper Kid, Titch is dead, let me see Ace, Bybeard also pleaded. Lin Tien and Whitebeard don't have any stories of bitter and deep hatred, they are still in the same camp, so they directly sucked Whitebeard and himself into the divine space. Entering the divine power space, Ace first saw the tall Whitebeard, and said in surprise, "Father, why are you here?" "Hukokokoi. Good son, are you okay?" Whitebeard is also concerned. Lin Tien naturally knows the personality of the Whitebeard. This person loves his family more than the title of One Piece. "Hey, I don't know when I can go home." Lin Tien couldn't help thinking of his previous life. "Mr. Lin Tien, the god of death, it's you," who said after greetings with Bybeard. "Who is this person?" The man with a straw hat on the side has been flying since the protagonist of the pirate, Monkey King. "This person is one of the new 4 emperors." Iji said. "You saved Ace," Luffy also asked directly. "Luffy respect it," Ace said with a headache. Lin Tien waved his hand and said, "It doesn't matter. It is said that Ace and I met earlier than you and Bybeard." "Huh. Son of Lin. I also wanted you to be my son, but it seems that you refused." Bybeard was also very happy. After all, the grievances were avenged, and in the end the son was also rescued. It was a relatively happy ending. "No, Mr. Whitebeard, I still have things I want to accomplish." Lin Tien said. "Oh, let's hear it." Bybeard also wanted to help Lin Tien. "I want to go to Lovedrew, so I need landmark history." As soon as Lin Tien's voice fell, Luffy was stunned. "Ralph Drew. Where is the big secret treasure?" Luffy, is the man who wants to be the One Piece." Lu Fei suddenly said with passion. "Luffy, Whitebeard is the man who will become One Piece. I will help him become One Piece." Ace also said firmly. One Piece is not important, what is important is you, and every one of my children." Whitebeard also said. "Boy Lin Tien, if you want to get the landmark history, I will give it to you, but there is one condition." "Father." Ace also said, "You don't have to pay so much to Lin Tien to save me." Whitebeard hammered Ace with his hands in an angry tone and said, "Shut up, my silly son, you don't know how important you and other sons are to me. One Piece or something, I don't care at all." "Oh. Let's talk about it, it saves me a lot of effort." Then Bybeard turned his head and said, "This condition is also very simple, that is, you call me Daddy Whitebeard." You can get this, and what kind of essay with just one call? What good essay is there? It's not as good as meat. Luffy also started the iconic bullshit. Ace explained in a low voice. Luffy, only those who have the history of the landmark can know the location of Laughtail, which means that this is the basis for becoming the One Piece. Papa Whitebeard, Luo Te Lingling, Bai Beast Kaido and the red-haired Shanks we are familiar with all have a history of landmarks, which means that only those who have obtained the history of these landmarks can be led to the place where they gather. Ralph Drew, the final place. Luffy was also dumbfounded. This thing turns out to be so important. In short, if you want to become the One Piece King, you have to defeat the 4 emperors, right? Lin Tien, the god of death, used to be the 5 emperors, but now he has become the new 4 emperors. After defeating the ant, he must have got the landmark history. Listening to Ace's explanation, Luffy finally understood. Lin Tien thought for a long time and did not agree to this request. "Mr. Whitebeard, I reject your offer. I don't like to call someone dad casually." Lin Tien then added, "However, if you don't mind, I can fight with you. If I win, I will give me a copy of the landmark history." Whitebeard laughed immediately. "Huh, giggle is still barbaric. But I like it. Huck giggle is fine. I'm already an old bone, so I won't fight with you anymore, and the age of the old generation has passed. Earl Red, Golden Lion, and Lingling, all seem to have been killed by you. And it was still a few years ago, I'm not stupid, Lao Su." Whitebeard was obviously in a good mood, and then said directly. "Okay. The rubbing of the landmark history will be given to you in time, as a gift to save Ace." Whitebeard said. "Next, let's get out." Whitebeard said. "You can come out." Luffy was also excited. Then Lin Tien used his divine power to send everyone out of the space. Lin Tian sent everyone out of the divine power space, and then Ace and Luffy finished recounting the old days, and then took the Moby Dick together with his father, Whitebeard, to the new world. And Kiwahai had already escaped to the edge. There was only one woman waiting for Lin Tian quietly by the sea. Lin Tian naturally walked into that person step by step. The man has a pair of snake-shaped earrings, and a white snake is next to him. The whole body is dressed in ancient style, and it looks extremely beautiful. This man's Zulu lips lightly opened. Looking at Lin Tian, he said, "You have finally come to find your concubine. It's really hard for the concubine to wait." No one expected that the pirate empress, Lord Snakeji, and Boya Hancock in the Seven Martial Seas would say such a bitter words. Of course, at this time, Ma Lin Fanduo had no one else except Lin Tian and the empress. "Sorry, Hancock. I have been developing my own power for these 2 years." Lin Tian was about to say something, and at this moment, a particularly horrible sight appeared. The man has red hair and a scar on his eye. The war is over, or should I say. Shanks himself had calculated the time and plan. He thought of coming to end the war at last, but he didn't expect that he was still late, and it seemed that the war was over. However, there don't seem to be many corpses. Why are they not fighting? Shanks didn't know, so, after all, Lin Tian's relationship made this battle end too soon. When Shanks was puzzled, he discovered that Lin Tian was with Boya Hancock in Kiwahai. Why did Lin Tian appear here? Didn't he let Kaido and the pirate group of 100 Beasts drag him? Shanks was also a little puzzled. The deputy captain Ben Beckman immediately. "Be alert. Captain, be careful of fraud." Shanks shook his head and said, "Lin Tian's strength is much stronger than mine. He doesn't need to use any tricks at all. He should have noticed us. Let me go and say hello." Shanks also let the ship dock at Malin Vander, and then he was also ready to take his men to disembark. However, Lin Tian naturally hoped that Shanks could be faster and faster, so it was also immediately. A teleport appeared on Shanks' boat and stopped Shanks. "Shanks." Lin Tian looked at Shanks and said, "The war is over, so don't disturb the affairs between my wife and me. You will know the details soon." Shanks looked at Lin Tian and asked, "Why are you here?" "Because Kaido didn't show up here. I have already done what I should do, and it seems that you can't decide where I go." Lin Tian was stunned by Shanks, and Shanks was not a fool. Said, "Okay, then I believe you once. Let's retreat." Shanks eventually led his own pirate group and drove to his own power turf. I'm with the Emperor now, haven't I forgotten my concubine a long time ago?" The female emperor looked at Lin Tian and said bitterly. However, the grievances of the empress did not make Lin Tian feel annoying. On the contrary, it also made Lin Tianxin feel more guilty for Hancock. "Sorry, Hancock has only cared about his own development for a few years. But now I think we can do without separation." Lin Tian also said, ashamed. Seeing Lin Tian getting serious, Hancock said hurriedly, "It's okay, the concubine just said that on purpose. The concubine understands everything about the husband." Lin Tian shook his head and said, "I owe you too much, but from now on, we won't be separated." Hancock asked back, "My husband, why do you say that?" Lin Tian replied, "The forces of the Seven Martial Seas have gone, most of them have been defeated, and to put it bluntly, they are only used by the government. If my guess is correct, the Navy will realize some problems after this war. If nothing else, Kiwahei's system will soon be abolished." Hancock said with some worry, "Then what should be done? How can the concubine not only get the name of the Kiwahai, but also prevent the Navy from crusade?" Lin Tian smiled and said, "This is simple. Although the Seven Martial Sea system has been abolished, Hancock, you have the strength of the Seven Martial Sea level. With the strength, your name is just imaginary. If you want a name, I can give it to you too. Besides, the Navy headquarters should not have time to take care of Amazon Lily. The old Malin Vatican has been riddled with holes, and all the troops should move into the new Malin Vatican, and there is already a new world, and it can be said that it is very far away from the Amazon Lily. If you are not at ease, I can find you a group of friends." Lin Tian also pointedly said. "Friend." Hancock was also puzzled. "Okay, let's go back to Amazon Lily first." Lin Tian also hugged Hancock and flew to the sky. Hancock was hugged by Lin Tian, blushing a little, and then took out the permanent record pointer of Amazon Lily. After determining the direction, Lin Tian also directly used the speed of light to start teleporting. After about a few minutes, Lin Tian had found the Amazon Lily, which was an island in a windless zone that seemed extremely safe. "Be careful, there are sea kings in the sea," Hancock also kindly reminded. Lin Tian smiled and said, "Don't worry, they won't hurt us." After that, Lin Tian directly summoned several huge sea kings. The moment when the sea kings soared into the sky, Hancock was shocked. He was about to attack Hancock, who was about to attack the Sea Kings, but was stopped by Lin Tian. She found that Lin Tian seemed to have sent out a very peculiar kind sound. It seems to be communicating with those Sea Kings. What do you tell this lord? Said the Sea King. Don't hurt us, and then send us to Amazon Lily on the sea, which is an island not far from here. Yes. The Sea King class also sank directly into the sea again, only revealing his head, while Lin Tian watched this scene and said to the Empress, let's go. Let's take the Sea King class back to the Amazon Lily. The female emperor was surprised and said, oh my god, husband, did you just talk to the Sea King class? It is the first time that the concubine has seen such a magical ability. It is said that the pirate king Gil Roger also has the voice of listening to everything, but it seems that he can only listen, and can't talk. That said, your husband, you are more capable than One Piece. The Empress also asked in surprise. How can it be so exaggerated? Lin Tian is also humble. But the female emperor had endless admiration for Lin Tian. From the beginning, I challenged the Snake Sisters, then eliminated the Tianxiang Dragon Hoof, and then changed his life to save Robin, and then confronted the Navy, forced the Navy Marshal to release his partner, and then advanced to the 6th floor of the city, and didn't shut him down. Then defeated the aunt of one of the 4 emperors and became the youngest of the 4 emperors. Anyone would be crazy about this kind of record. Even if it is my concubine, it is no exception, and only a concubine can be worthy of it. Go to Lin Tian. As the sun sets, the sun shines on the sea, and then shines on Hancock's face. Hancock was particularly charming at this time, and Lin Tian couldn't help holding Hancock in his arms. The Empress seemed to enjoy the peace. Although she was the pirate empress in front of others, she was like a domestic cat in Lin Tian's arms, well-behaved and docile. Hancock also felt an unprecedented sense of security lying in Lin Tian's arms. It seems that this life will be him. Concubine is willing to spend the rest of his life with this person. Hancock fell asleep without knowing it, which shows her love and belief in Lin Tian. Lin Tian naturally did not live up to this belief, and in the end he also safely carried the female emperor all the way to the 9 Snake tribe, Amazon Lily. Not far from the Amazon Lily, the sentry on the sentry quickly spotted the giant Sea King's figure. When the sentry was also alert and ready to signal an enemy attack, they saw 2 figures on the Sea Kings. One figure seemed familiar, and the other figure, my god. It turned out to be Lord Snake G. The sentry hurriedly sounded the gong to greet the female emperor, and then the entire Amazon Lily opened the welcome mode, and the Snake Sisters were also with the 9 Snakes Sea. The crew of the thieves went out of the city to greet them. When she saw the Empress lying in a man's arms and sleeping, she was also a little stunned. When Lin Tian saw this, he woke up the Empress while no one was paying attention. The husband and concubine seem to be a little sleepy, and the appearance of sleeping for a long time has arrived. The female emperor hurriedly adjusted her state and returned to her original appearance. Wow! Lord Snake G, Master Snake G is back. That's a giant Sea King type. Master Snake G has tamed the Sea King type. It's so strong. Listening to the cheers of the people of 9 Snake, Lin Tian also joked softly, Master Snake G, I want to be the emperor too, haha. This kind of enthusiastic feeling must be very good. Husband, don't beat me. Compared with your 10,000 nations, the Empress is still far behind. Then the female emperor walked into her palace under the welcoming of the soldiers. After Hancock walked into his palace, immediately. Once again, the gentleness that a woman should have was restored. But the 2 Snake Sisters looked at them, but they were a little adjusted. Brother-in-law. The second daughter is also witty, haha. 2 younger sisters, are you so obedient? Did you ask me for help? Lin Tian asked too. Hey, brother-in-law, can you be like sister 1? Let's get rid of that thing. Yes, brother-in-law, my sister keeps saying that you can only go once, but we all want to fight for you too. The Empress also looked at the 2 younger sisters seriously. Who knows how much energy it takes to remove the husband at one time? What if it is a life-consuming ability? The female emperor also rebuked. Sorry brother-in-law, we are too selfish. Lin Tian also understands that the last time he used Robin to rescue Robin, he removed the imprint of the Empress. It seems that he did not remove the 2 sisters. Immediately he also apologized. It's okay, I should say, I am sorry. This thing is not difficult for me at all. Really? The female emperor asked uncertainly. Really? Lin Tian said afterwards. 2 sisters, just keep your back to me. Lin Tian also said directly. Sundar Sonia and Mary Grud were skeptical and turned their backs to Lin Tian. It's okay, just watch it, it only takes 5 seconds 5, much faster than before. Lin Tian said to Hancock. Hancock gave a hum, and stood behind his children obediently. After all, The Empress was also very curious about how Lin Tian eliminated the hoof of the Tianxiang dragon. After the second girl stood up, she felt Lin Tian touched her back, and then a strange sensation struck, and within 5 seconds, she felt a chill on her back. Sister, brother-in-law, why is my back so cold? Me too, sister, brother-in-law, are you taking the clothes on our backs and preparing for treatment? Seeing this scene, the Empress couldn't help but replied, no. Husband. It's amazing. Is this a trick? The female emperor also looked at Lin Tian in shock, not knowing what to say. Well, you two go and have a look in the mirror. Lin Tian also said with a smile. The two girls were also uneasy, but when they turned their heads and saw the back reflected in the mirror behind them, they looked at each other in shock and said, no more, no more, brother-in-law, you are amazing. The two girls were happy and a little bit of tears rushed. Although it was just a simple removal of the mark, it can remove the shadow of the past in the two people's hearts. Hancock was naturally very happy on the side, and then said domineeringly, two sisters, please. To celebrate that you have eliminated the mark, tonight we will celebrate the whole country, now immediately. Start buying a bonfire party. Snake G also couldn't bear to say excitedly. Lin Tian naturally didn't hate these entertainment projects. After the Top Mountain War, his tight nerves could relax. Looking at Hancock, although it was a little hard to tell, Lin Tian finally said about himself and Lei Ju. After listening to what happened between Lin Tian and Lei Ju, Hancock's reaction was different from what Lin Tian imagined. Hancock first laughed and said, ha, my Hancock man, how could it be that I am the only woman and there are countless men among the 4 emperors? Even after giving birth to his own family, he formed a power. There are many women, I don't mind, what I care about is whether that woman is qualified and worthy of your husband. Lei Ju? I remember, unless you are approved by me, husband, you may only have me as a woman. Hancock also raised his head proudly. Lin Tian shook his head and thought, it seems that I have caused a big trouble for Lei Ju. Forget it, I can't hide from it. It depends on the situation when it comes. Lin Tian also put aside his distracting thoughts and prepared to participate in the evening bonfire party. The night came quickly, and all the citizens of Amazon Lilies gathered in the city, seemingly expecting something to happen. The defenders of the country also completely relaxed their guards, and they devoted themselves to the bonfire party at night. Everything seems to be proceeding in an orderly manner. When Lin Tian woke up, it was already night. The female emperor walked into the bedroom and looked at Lin Tiandao who was waking up. Get ready. Just waiting for you. Husband, come on. The bonfire party has begun. Lin Tian also smiled slightly and walked out with the empress. The entire 9 Snake Island seems to be like the new year in a previous life. Everyone dances at the bonfire, and there are many female warriors who wrestle. Since all the women present are all women, the picture does not feel a bit charming. There are also a lot of various foods, and everyone puts the food on the entire table. After all, this is the voice of Lord Snake G, who is celebrating for something. Everyone was a little excited, and they hadn't held a bonfire party less before, but I don't know why the bonfire party this time seemed a little different. Even Lord Snake G participated in the arrangement. This bonfire party seems to be very important. Let's look forward to it. Lord Snake G has something important to tell us. The female fighters quietly talked about it. Of course, Lin Tian didn't know all of this, and thought it was a banquet celebrating the elimination of the Snake Sisters mark. Lin Tian can't predict what will happen in the future every moment, so it loses the meaning of the thing itself, and in the battle, Lin Tian will either use it on a whim or encounter an enemy that has to be dealt with seriously. This experience is domineering. Okay, let's go. The female emperor took Lin Tian's arm, and then walked outside the palace. It was still brightly lit when she walked out of the palace. Looking at the lively anger, Lin Tian also felt like it was celebrating the new year. The female emperor didn't let go of Lin Tian's arm, but walked openly in front of the people. Lin Tian seemed to have realized something, and hurriedly said, Hancock, won't you lose authority in this way? The female emperor shook her head, and did not let go. Lin Tian. Then the female emperor said loudly, I, the pirate queen, the emperor of the Amazon Lily, now I announce 3 good news to everyone. First, the gore workbook of our 3 sisters was lifted by the man next to me. Whether he is a man or a woman, doing such a thing is a great achievement. For this, break the ban. Secondly, the one next to me, Lord Lin Tian, one of the new 4 emperors of the New World. From now on, I will leave the 7 martial seas of the Under Kings and join Lord Lin Tian from now on. 9 Snake Island is protected by Lin Tian among the 4 emperors, so there is no need to fear the navy and the world government. The second news announced by the female emperor was not about leaving the 7 martial seas under the king. After all, The strength of the four emperors Lin Tian is obvious to all, but the second news is too shocking. She broke the tradition of Nine Snake Island for hundreds of years. In order to prevent men from entering the island, in order for Lin Tian to break the ban, even if the female emperor's prestige is great and challenges traditions, it will be questioned and discussed by countless people. Sure enough, even if the majestic Hancock announced this situation, it has been discussed by countless people. After all, the tradition of hundreds of years is deeply rooted in the hearts of the people. Hancock said that I don't have to do this step. Lin Tian still wanted to persuade, but Hancock once again announced an even more shocking news. The last piece of news is that I am going to marry Master Lin Tian on our Nine Snake Island. Hearing this news, even the defenders of the country had been fried. This news was too sudden. Although Lin Tian had been in Nine Snake before, for 2 years, he had no relationship with the people at the grassroots level. What is too much intersection? Therefore, this news cannot be said to be unexploded, and the temperature of this news is even hotter than this bonfire party. Everyone is talking about it. It's nothing more than breaking the tradition, but marrying a man is novel and dangerous, so more than half of the people don't know what to do. The female emperor seemed to have known the situation in front of her. She did not panic, turned her head to look at Lin Tian and said softly, "Don't worry." Let Lin Tian's heart warm up. Then the female emperor began to speak loudly. The heroic warriors and concubines of Nine Snake Island. I know your worries, the panic in your hearts and the shock after hearing the news, but you must know that in your hearts, there must be one individuals are different from other people in this world. No matter how arrogant and dazzling you are, you will become a gentle person when you come back to that person. Think about it. Who is this person? Maybe a male, maybe girl. In short, there must be such a person in your heart. The female emperor also said what she said deep in her heart. For that person, you are willing to do anything for him, even if you are willing to break the 500-year-old tradition for him, and give up the throne for him, and feel worth it. This person is your lover, and what you experience is love. The empress's words were immediate. Let all the people under his banner fall into the reverie of love, and everyone wonders if they have such a loved one. Tradition is just to protect Daughter Island, but now you can protect yourself, and some people protect my empress and look back at Lin Tian. Will you Lin Tian? It was the first time that the female emperor directly called Lin Tian's name in front of her own people. Of course I would. Lin Tian also quickly agreed. As soon as Lin Tian's voice fell, she didn't expect the empress to immediately turned around and kissed Lin Tian. What the domineering female emperor Lin Tian feels is the deep love and tenderness, and everything seems to be sublimated at this moment. The people of Nine Snake have also begun to support. It can be said that the female emperor's popularity is quite high. In addition, the female emperor has completely put down the disguise and stood in front of everyone. Instead, more people have more respect, and respect loved it. Sister Sundar Sonia and Mary Groud also supported them. Master Snake G. Thanks to the support of many defenders of the country, those hesitant people eventually began to support them. In the end, everyone supported the decision of the empress. From this moment on, the tradition of Daughter Island was broken, and finally Nine Snake Island welcomed it again. A day of change came, and the opportunity for change was naturally due to a man named Lin Tian. The bonfire party finally began. Everyone eats meat to their heart's content and drinks to their heart's content. The bonfire party started happily and ended happily. This is an evening party, like an official announcement, more like a wedding between the empress and Lin Tian. But Lin Tian told the empress that this wedding is on Daughter Island, and one day she will have a stronger wedding with the empress in all nations. The female emperor just smiled softly, and she was looking forward to it in her heart. The Battle of Marin Vander ended. Since the Navy cut off the live broadcast in time, not many outsiders knew the situation, but the news that the female emperor had left the Kiwu Sea under the king was sent to the Navy, and the announcement of the marriage of the female emperor and Lin Tiangon was not popular. And after leaving, the world blew up again. The news is urgent. Quickly make me an extra edition. The boss of a newspaper ordered. Hurry up. I think this news will spread to the world soon. Remember to leak some information about the war at the top. Many people actually know the final result of the war on the summit, but the Navy and the world government have long controlled the fishing vessels of the world. They forced all the news media to not publish any news about the war on the summit. But anyone with a discerning eye can guess it, topping the result of the war. Therefore, there was no way to do extras, but shortly after, another news came that was enough to occupy the entire page. The female emperor leaves the 7 Seas of martial arts. The 7 Seas of martial arts, and the 7 Seas of martial arts does not exist. The dissolution is not far away. The female emperor and Lin Tian got married. The new 4 emperors became the biggest beneficiaries of the top war. Reaper repels the beasts. Marry the empress. Life is a winner. News like this spread all over the world almost instantly, and Lin Tian also instantly became the person everyone wanted to discuss after a meal. Lin Tian is good or Whitebeard is good. Lin Tian is strong or the beast Kaido is strong. Is Lin Tian the strongest in the world? Questions such as this have already been flying in the sky, and many related professionals have even speculated that Lin Tian may have become the strongest four emperor. Lin Tian, the youngest of the four emperors, the devil fruit ability is unknown, but it seems to have many fruit abilities. He defeated many legendary pirates, and one person can defeat 3 generals. Based on this record, it is enough to become the 4 emperors the strongest. Even Whitebeard and Shanks did not conflict with them, but chose to fight on the same camp. Lin Tian, I am sure that he has the power of the Pluto and the ability of space. His eyes can also release black flames. This flame even burned one of the arms of the current Marine Marshal Sakaski. The color domineering has also been cultivated to the point of extreme depth. The armed color dominance is the world's top hardness, and the experience of the color dominance seems to have reached the level of predicting the future. The most terrifying thing is his domineering color. It can be said that Lin Tian, after deliberately releasing with full force, even the strength of the general level will be directly unable to act. Lin Tian's swordsmanship. Outstanding, the world's #1 swordsman who has not yet entered the Great Channel. Hawkeye Mihawk fought a big battle. Although he was defeated, he saw his potential and terrifying speed. He had 2 knives before, but now he seems to have one. The name is Shinbenyu. Not only is his strength strong, he is also extremely powerful. It is said that he has 3 general-level kings under him. There are still 6 Emperor Vice-level star monarchs under the King of Heaven. There are countless capable people with general strength under Xingjun, he subordinates. It is said that the pirates are not called pirates, but are called the guards. It seems to be a regular army after deliberate training. Now the number has reached 20,000. And there are 20 captains in total, and these captains seem to be Kiwahai level. Of such a terrifying power, do the world government and navy have any chance of winning? It turned out to be the Warring States period, and was talking endlessly with Carp about Lin Tian's strength and influence. Carp didn't seem to be scared, but said in surprise, in this case, Lin Tian seems to be the One Piece king. It's not that simple. Even if no one in the navy defeated Lin Tian, that doesn't mean that no one else can defeat Lin Tian. The Warring States also thought of something. Carp immediately asked, what do you mean is that there will still be a force stronger than the Admiral of the Admiral? The Warring States period was also a little sweaty and said, Kapu, there are some things you didn't know that as a Navy Marshal, you learned so little information. Even if the war on the top didn't get any good fruits, the 5 old stars didn't seem to blame Sakaski. Do you know why? Warring States also asked quietly. The thick-lined Carp knew it was highly confidential at this time, and asked, why? Warring States said, because the 5 old stars have already won the ticket again. They believe that Lin Tian will not reach Love Drew. After all, even after Roger arrived, the timing was wrong and he retreated. Even if it is Lin Tian's strong strength, is there no chance of winning with the forces? Carp also asked uncertainly, who knows? Warring States shook his head and said, our group of old people can only watch the final result from the sidelines. Kapu, Ace is not dead, are you actually very happy? Sangoku also said suddenly. Carp laughed loudly afterwards, ha ha ha, how can I be happy? Warring States period. And Lin Tian is happy and leisurely, and spent a few days in Nine Snake Island with the Empress, and then received a lot of news. Lin Tian opened the newspaper and read it for a long time, but was speechless. But it was quite shocking to see a new reward. Unexpectedly, not only my bounty has risen, but even the bounty of the 4 emperors has also risen. Red-haired Shanks' bounty reached 5 billion. Kaido 4.4 billion, and Whitebeard 5.55 billion, and my bounty, right? 6 billion Baileys. The rewards for the core members of the Death Pirate Group have also increased a lot, and even the rewards of the captains of the Death God ship have also increased a lot. This is the real sense of the rising tide. Lin Tian also said, the female emperor's bounty has also reached 600 million Baileys. It seems to be a punishment for leaving Kiwu Sea. The female emperor was also interested in holding the newspaper and said, my husband, your bounty is 10 times larger than your concubine. It's incredible. Maybe only Roger's bounty is above you, husband. You are now the man who has the most hope to become the One Piece. The Empress also said. Lin Tian shook his head and said, I arrived at Laugh-Tale, not looking for a big secret treasure, I just finished one thing. Lin Tian thought of his final main mission. Lin Tian didn't know if he heard what the Empress said. After a few more days, Lin Tian was about to take Snake G to leave Amazon Lily. Although the design wanted to go to the world with Lin Tian, he still cared about his people, and then asked. Husband, concubine's country, Can it really be left alone for the time being? Won't there be navy coming to attack? Lin Tian shook his head, and then sent out a magical business. In an instant, he paid a few giant sea kings at sea. The female emperor naturally recognized these sea kings, and then looked at Lin Tian and asked, "Husband, you are?" Lin Tian said, "Hankook, this is a giant sea king. Many of them have been controlled by me. They are now around the Amazon lily. If they see a navy ship, they will naturally attack." The empress also showed a dazed expression and said, "So that's it." Just like this, Lin Tian used the power of the Sea King to protect the Amazon lily, and then returned to the IWC with Snake G. When Lin Tian and the empress returned to IWC, they first ran into Lei Ju. Lei Ju looked at the empress and didn't know what to say. Lin Tian grabbed Lei Ju, and Lei Ju did not refuse or break free, so Lin Tian told Lei Ju the matter. After that, Lei Ju seemed to feel much better. He also thought of the situation of the four emperors, so he didn't care too much. At this moment, Kuzan appeared. "My Lord Grim Reaper, the white beard has been delivered." As soon as Kuzan's voice came out, he took out a few rubbings of the landmark history that the Whitebeard pirates had just sent. Lin Tian's system also appeared afterwards, indicating that the history of this landmark is true. Then Lin Tian then asked Robin to read the history of the landmark. Now Zhao Island, Shanks, Whitebeard, and Andy have a total of 4 landmarks in history, and they have fallen into Lin Tian's hands, leaving only the one of Kaido. Lin Tian is not in a hurry, because the task he wants to complete needs to wait until Guangyue Taozuzuki, that the must-die kid appears, so he is not in a hurry. He just keeps training his soldiers, generals, and the kings of his subordinates. Xingjun. Lin Tian felt sorry for Lei Ju and Hancock, so they didn't let them join any army, but in the end they let Snake Sisters wait for a large number of 9 snake pirates to join Lin Tian. At the end of everything, the Empress and Lei Ju had a fight. The palms and backs of the hands were all meat, but Hancock's pride wanted to determine whether Lei Ju was qualified to love Lin Tian with herself, and Lei Ju's power was not bad. The Empress underestimated the enemy too much. The last 2 people stood in a stalemate for a long time. In the end, Lin Tian went down to the ass and finally resolved the contradiction between the children and the 2 daughters. Although the 2 daughters were not so happy in the end, they both agreed with each other. When everything was settled, Lin Tian knew that everything was ready and only the east wind was left. And the past 2 years seem to have passed very quickly. The development of the domain can be described as horror. Lin Tian used his own brain to connect the commercial chain of each region of the World of Nations to form a huge business circle with the World of Nations as the core. In the past 2 years, not only the military strength has developed rapidly, but even the economic income has also reached an unexpected level. The continuous flow of troops and the continuous flow of forces made the 4 emperors of Lin Tian, the god of death, the veritable strongest. Lin Tian's forces finally broke through the last layer of shackles through the fusion of the fruit system, and entered a world different from the king level, that is, the god level customized by Lin Tian. The strength of the 3 heavenly kings has also improved a lot. Bang. Heavenly King Kuzan, Snowy Heavenly King Guina, and Fire Heavenly King Zauba all reached the late stage of the general. The 4 emperors met 3 of them and couldn't get the slightest benefit. Their fruit abilities have also been awakened in the past 2 years. The strength of the 6-star monarchs has also entered the general level. And the personal guard army captains have reached about 30. Half of the 30 captains have exceeded the imperial deputy rank, and the other half have reached the Kiwahai rank. The Reaper Legion under his command reached 30,000. Each captain commanded 1,000 people, and there were countless military ranks, generals, and non-commissioned officers. In addition, there are eyeliners all over the world of pirates, who are always in control of the world's dynamics and confidential information. In the past 2 years, Lin Tian has directly recovered the remaining bigwigs in the underground world one by one, and finally the positions of underground trading. It was also obtained by Lin Tian, and the Pele harvested from countless illegal trades continuously went to the hands of Lin Tian, the god of death. It can be said that in the past 2 years, Lin Tian's death god power has had the greatest gain. On this day, Lin Tian was on a carefree vacation with Hancock and Lei Ju, when the phone bug in his pocket rang. Blue blue blue, Lin Tian finally said, "Hey, what's the matter?" On the other side was the intelligence officer of Skynet. He said, "Report, you have already waited for the information you need at the time. At present, there is an accurate news that the Pirate Expo has been held." Lin Tian replied, "Okay." Then he hung up the phone in his hand. "What's happenin'?" Lei Ju and the Empress asked. "The Pirate Expo is about to be held, and I am very keen on the prizes at that time, haha." In the end, Lin Tian still chose how to take a vacation and then return to the world with everyone. The Pirate World Expo is really fun. Heir to the Ghost, looks like you finally jumped out. I have missed it since I moved into the city. Lin Tian thought to himself, it turned out to be advancing the city's infinite hell, that. The powerful pirate who didn't want to join hands with Earl Hong, turned out to be Barrett. Douglas Barrett, and Festa, wait, I will go to you now. Lin Tian still decided to act frantically this time and go alone. After that, instead of riding on the Reaper, he took a very bad boat, controlled gravity all the way, and moved forward to the place where the expo was held. And Festa's conspiracy has already begun, and countless pirates have heard the news of the Pirate Expo, and they have come in one after another. Countless powerful pirates, including the pirate Supernova, have arrived. Lin Tian dressed up in disguise so that everyone could not recognize him, and then took his own boat and entered the waters of the expo. The sea area of the expo is almost full of pirate boats, and countless pirate flags are flying in the wind. All the pirates are excited to participate in this grand event that has only been held a few years later. Only Lin Tian knew that this grand event would be a trap. Finally Lin Tian docked and stopped the ship, and at a glance he saw the boundless people. This is really crowded. Lin Tian sighed.